that flag so bad.
About one
I'll have
concept
to
and
look
one
at it.
moment about remaining calm, because even Kobe, you were talking about it. There was the Herald fight that they were going for, that they ended up stealing, that they could have gone for more. I think Dignitas in the mid game was playing a lot more safe than they should have. So just basically winging it, going for fights. They were basically doing it in the back half of the fight. So hopefully that carries on to game 2. That being said, let's just go straight into game 2 after the break.
Thank you, Coach Rez.
Got you.
Did you see the Call of Duty League post? Scrap joined the lobby.
Oh wait, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. I wonder why.
The COD League said, no, Scrappy, you already lost to Miami yesterday.
I know.
Scan the QR code for LTA
Oh
deals.
my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Why are we in Indiana? The retreat's in Nashville, Tennessee.
I could put Nashville, Indiana in the GPS.
Mr. Shotgun over here. Bro. Okay. Let me just figure this out. Oh, we're cool. There's a charging station nearby.
Who puts in Nashville and Indiana anyway?
Yeah. Plans change, but the Kia EV9 is great for road trips and so much more.
Let's see. I feel like Apex, I would be a little more interested in Apex when it comes to the like end game is always interesting. And then, like you said, kind of like the tournament point or the match point or whatever. Like, I could see that being more entertaining. But all the like lead up to that, I feel like is just a lot, and it's very slow. Like, League is slow to start off, but then it kind of like, I feel like it carries out for a little bit. But with battle royales, I should say in general, especially when you're playing multiple maps, like the delay between each map is just kind of like and then if your favorite team gets knocked out early, it's just kind of like, well, what the hell? Now what do I do?
It was even worse when 100 Thieves wasn't even in Apex. I was like, who the fuck do I cheer for?
Yeah, that's kind of why I haven't really watched Rocket League in a while, is because I haven't had anyone to cheer for, really.
Dude, I want 100 Thieves Rocket League.
I would love 100 Thieves Rocket League. I would watch that shit all the time. And I know Octane would probably watch party it, because he already watched parties Rocket League, and we don't even have a team. And then I'm sure in the off season, Scrap would watch party it as well, because Scrap loves Rocket League too. So. And Octane's got the Apex
Scrap. You have to give up part of your salary so we can sign.
I wonder if he would. I would be interested. He probably wouldn't, just because it's like, I mean, for one, it's his money, but for two, he's possibly only going to be on the Thieves until like his contract is up, and then it's like he can go wherever else he wants.
Yeah, oh, that trophy's so dope.
I'm hoping that's not the case, though. I'm hoping Scrap stays with the Thieves after his contract is up.
What fuels me? The feeling of
Look
winning.
at these guys, they're so tough.
It always feels nice, I would say, to win when you're a severe underdog, as we were in the matchup against G2.
I still have another video I gotta do. I had already done it, but my mic cut out a lot, so I gotta do it again. But I feel like it would be a decent video.
I don't know if you have Apex up or not, but the team they just introduced, 9 Lives, one of their controller players is 16 years old.
Damn.
I've seen a lot of footage, a lot of quotes, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. I've never seen the bye-bye.
I think COD needs to get rid of the 18-year-old
That's an amazing
thing.
goal.
I've never actually seen that before.
I don't think they
I
can.
watched that game quite a few times.
I think they could.
I mean,
There's definitely
what
ways
fuels
around it.
me are 47 kill, 46 minute LTA.
Yeah, but
yeah, they got to be able
if
to
you
one
can
up
go
it.
in and buy the
just-
game with a
my
parent,
adrenaline is through
like
the
with
roof, man.
parent
Go for a
permission,
60 kill 50
you
minute.
should be
I
able
will
to
say that
compete in it.
Sniper in the end comms they're
Like,
saying like, I'm sorry guys, I almost sold
You
through
know,
the
as
game.
long as a
I'm
parent
not
signs
sure,
off
like,
on
the-
it or
the
something.
Discoordination of the team, because it felt like 100 Thieves, every time they'd have an advantage, Sniper would be in a what I would consider a good split push situation.
Yeah.
Where
We
he's
need to do what
completely
Faze and
unmatched. They're
Optic
going
do,
to
hold
have to
players
respond to him
hostage.
in like 10 seconds. There are no immediate objectives. And then 100
Exactly,
Thieves would, like,
Destiny. We
start
can get a real
fight,
job at
and Sniper
16,
would
but
GP in,
can't
and if
play,
he's taking that of like,
you know,
oh, man, I
first-person
need to
shooter
be there
video
for my
games.
team, I would think that that would be the wrong takeaway. So that's just, you can tell they're working on that,
Yep.
and it's not quite polished
That's
yet.
like you could be
It is
drafted at 18,
interesting, and, you know,
but
obviously
you
they
can't-
all responded
you
immediately.
can't
and said, no, no,
smoke,
no,
you
no,
can't
it wasn't
drink.
your fault. We all messed up.
'Cause-
And
yeah.
I am assuming that it was that moment where Quid got caught and he kind of TP'd in the middle of the team and insta-died. I'm guessing that's what he's referring to. And I agree with you. Quid should not have got caught. He was in a good split push position.
Yeah.
But also, the other side of it is, once Quid makes that mistake, you shouldn't TP.
Correct.
You should just keep pushing inside lane. If your teammate makes the wrong play,
we'll have
sometimes you just gotta
Apex
take
stream
the L
up.
and
The
accept
crowd
that.
there
It
is
doesn't mean you need to
massive,
try
bro.
to bail them
Yeah.
out and
This
make it
just
even
puts
worse.
Call
'cause
of
then
Duty
they
to
all
shame.
died.
I do think, though, as we're into draft now, I'm just going to finish this point off.
There's
Sniper
Furia,
has
and there's
always
Madness.
been the team
5'2".
fighter. Part of it, I think, is because originally he didn't really
got that
know when he should be on a
height.
side wave or how to track the enemy, so he'd just group and fight.
this is a
In
decent
every
decent
late
crowd
game,
they
he's
got
almost
here.
always down on CS to his opponent because the team overgroups and fights. Which
I'm
has
interested
been their
to see
advantage.
how
So
the
it's a
crowd
difficult
turnout will be
it's a
at
very
a
difficult
DreamHack
transition for
for
both
COD.
player and team when they're trying to be a more traditional get a lot of gold on your top laner player.
Interesting
Shopify's
bans
jerseys are
here.
so
It is going
sick.
to be the York and the Rumble getting banned out. The York has
So
been
the
used,
way
obviously,
the
a
way
number
that
of
this
times now,
tournament
mostly as
worked,
a counter
when
to
I was
the
telling you
Jace,
there's
who's gone
160
against,
teams,
the Rumble as
Uh-huh.
well, and it's going to be the Yone
So
getting
they
locked
invited
in,
all
though,
the
with
pros
Yone
and
is
teams.
left open here.
and then they
paired up
invited
with this at 20, incredibly strong duo.
all the
We're assuming
challenger
that's going to
circuit
quit.
teams, too.
He's
Well,
a
not all of
monster
them,
on
you
these
get to
melee
qualify, but-
champions. And yes, Surdy gets a pretty strong top laner that's not too easy to counterpick,
Yeah.
but that mid-jungle duo from 100 Thieves is looking scary.
Agreed. It's a bit of a
this guy's
takeaway from
turn.
Sniper as well. He had some really good Jace games last
Boney's
week.
my boy.
But I agree with you. Sejuani Yone is
Dude, I love
prime.
Boney.
It's
He's
prime
fucking
River Quid
hilarious.
territory in terms of their ability to coordinate with each other. And we'll see what Sniper will end
What did I
up
just
picking
do?
against the Jace. Technically, the Jace could be
ruined my
flexed,
stream.
so Sniper has to be a little bit careful with what counter pick he has. And the Lilia will
Oh,
pair
these are on
pretty
this
well
side
with
now. We
the
gotta
Jace, whether it
swap the
goes
cam
mid
over.
or top.
Yep, and it is going to be the Callista coming through,
Okay.
which is interesting. We have been seeing it get banned out a fair bit on this patch, but it did get some pretty significant nerfs. The base AD went down. The
Yeah,
base
exactly,
health went
Destiny.
down, the
Yeah,
AD
you can
growth
join
did
the
go
army,
up,
but
so
can't
they're kinda
smoke or
trying to
drink.
Take it from being such an early
Yeah.
game bully and make it scale more.
It is
The
what it
base rend
is.
damage also did go down.
That's why when I was
so
in the
it's
military
not supposed
before
to
I
be as
turned
dominant in the
21,
2v2, and to be
if I
honest,
went
teams
to
are
a
already
bar, I
handling
would
in
just
the
show my
2v2 pretty
military
well.
ID, and
They were.
depending on who
The
it was,
Camille
usually they'd let me
into
drink.
the Jace
Ooh.
is
I feel like most people are
a
kind of in
very
that boat
aggressive
of like,
choice.
dude, if
It
you're
is.
fighting
I
for
think
our
with
country,
the
like
Sejuani
you
pairing,
kind
I
of
kinda
deserve,
like it because it gives you
kinda
really
deserve
good gank
to,
options.
you know,
Jason,
hit a
I'm like,
sig
I just
or
want a
beer.
get a beer or something, you know, like you kind of.
But if you get
You
a
should
good
have a
gank
right
or
to
two
do
off,
that.
and Camille gets ahead at all of a sudden you're just getting all in on repeat, and every time the ultimatum is up. in
Destiny,
comes
are
the
you
ulti,
able to go
you're gonna
to
get jumped on.
the
You
one
You
in
can see
Kitchener?
that 100 Ds though.
Are you
is
able to go
having
to
the same
Champs?
concern that you were. They're saying,
Or
you
are
know
you
what, Jace could
gonna
go
try
mid.
to go
We
to
need
the
still
one
ban some of the top
in
lane
Kitchener?
counters, so we're gonna ban
Or is
out
it
the
just
Jax,
not
which
even
is
worth
a great
it
matchup
at that
into
point?
the Camille. If they wanted to flex it, I'm just preaching Shen, because Shen is also quite good into Camille.
It's only like-
it can be a good matchup.
I
Can
think
actually
my
answer in
girlfriend
those
and I
side
looked.
lanes.
I think it's
But
only
we'll
like
see if they're gonna be
2
just
or
worried
3
about that
hours
Jax,
from
or if
Buffalo.
they're really thinking, you know what, this actually could be
Probably
mid
6.5
lane Jace, and we're gonna
hours from
double
me.
man to make sure.
I mean, I think it also just depends on how much they want to play around Jace, because if they're able to find a way to isolate that
I
Jace
like
a little
Renata
bit,
Van.
they could just have
I just got a
Surdy
1v3.
try
I
and
don't even
hands
have
check
that stream
Sniper's
up
Camille
right
up
now.
top, but
Damn, that was
also
that
knowing
was
that
kind
they
of
already
icy
have Lilia
Destiny.
who wants to power
Bro,
farm.
Cammy's
it makes the
1v5
choice-
yesterday was
I mean, I feel like it puts Dignitas in like a really
Cammy had a
tough
1v5
spot
yesterday.
with the
I don't
rest
even
of their
think I
draft.
saw
So
Yeah,
is
does not want to be fighting
And
2v2
control.
top with no setup.
Yeah, it's like
mean-
very aggressive drafting what 100 Thieves just did there.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to take this matchup,
They
and
must
it's
have
going to
been
make the game
trolling.
all about top lane, but I know your jungler doesn't want to go top. It wants to farm.
And I mean, that's kind of their style, right? They're going to fight you. They're going to check you. I do think the Renata ban was fantastic. I also really like Zig's bot here. Just take a total
Is it bad? I don't even want to watch
a mage
Call of
down
Duty
bot
right now.
that is just going to make this lane not about fighting.
I don't
You're
think
just going to
so.
fight the wave, and Callista is going to be really struggling to get any pressure down there.
All right,
You also
Ultra,
have
I need you
great side lanes,
to
1-3-1
take
later
this
on. So
map
Ziggs can then
so
move
we can
mid laner,
drag it out
yeah,
a
hold the
little bit
waves,
more.
while Yone and Camille are doing stuff in the side
Oh,
lanes
I
and
forgot
fighting
they have
with
the
Sedge
fearless
20.
draft
So I think it's really
style.
clever.
So, like,
I love the
whatever
Renata
you
ban.
drafted
Obviously, it's a
last
classic
game, you
pairing
can't
with the
play in the
Callista, and
next
you're
game.
playing full dive when you've already shown that
Oh,
top 3.
interesting.
So that is going to shut that down.
about that.
It is going to be
So
instead
you have
one
to
the
have a little
old
bit
school
of,
pairings, which
depth
is
in
the
your
aggressive melee
your
with
playable
Callista.
characters.
But we'll see if they can kind of force
I
anything.
think that's
because
good, though.
Last pick is still available for Ayla. So
Yo,
again, he can
if
just take one of those denial
C9
picks
and
over on the other
Toronto could
side.
go
They have
map
tons
5
of
round
engage.
11,
Just
that would be
anything to
phenomenal.
stop potential
That's what I'm
engage
saying. If
from
they
that
can
side,
take it the
and it is, in
distance,
fact, gonna be a
we
flex,
might be
but
okay.
Mbessa could still be mid.
They could be
We
flexing
might be
these
able to
back
get
and
through
forth.
this and
I do
swap
think,
over
though,
in
that
time.
it's a bit of a missed opportunity from Dignitas when they look back at this draft, seeing what they banned on the 4-5 with the Lucian Eco, going like, ah, crap, we should have thought of Ziggs. Because this Sejuani
Obviously,
plus
as long as the
double
Thieves are able to
80
close it
melees
out. They
plus
have to.
a Ziggs
They have to
bot
be able
is
to win
almost like a
this
blind
next
pick
map.
comp.
Otherwise,
It's like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
champions just
won't.
fit together
We'll have to
so
switch over.
perfectly well because it
Destiny, are you
allows
watching
Sejuani
Apex
to
as
play
well?
topside with her incredibly potent melee damage dealers, but then it also gives them team fight
Think I'm gonna
damage
get-
spread
gonna get
because of the
some
magic
boxes
damage
of
from
CDL
Ziggs
cards.
bottom lane.
I'm
Like
gonna
you
dabble in
would blind
cards.
pick
That's the
this
cards I
if
pick.
you had a blind pick choice.
I
so not having
want
that
to get
ban
more
snuck in
cards.
there, like
Maybe
Lucian
for
wouldn't
my
have been good
birthday,
enough.
I'll ask.
It would have been too much AD.
I'll ask for more
So,
cards.
I
But
do
the ones
think
that I
100 Thieves is gonna be
opened
really
were
happy to put
not.
together.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
get
I mean,
much
FBI hasn't played the
out of
Ziggs yet
it.
this split, but we do know you can play.
I want to
from
get one of the
previous splits
boxes
and stuff.
that
But it's
guarantees
also,
like
you
an
know, like the
autograph
Nico ban,
card
I
or
think was
something.
good because when we think about what the classic answers have been in the LTA,
I also don't
it's often
love
been
the
long
like
range
the
ADC
virtual packs.
plus, you know,
I
some
think
sort
the
of poke
virtual
support.
pack
So if
thing
it was
is
like
kind of dumb.
Nico Ash or something, that could have been really tough for them to deal with as well. But
If
I do
they
think
were
100
to
Thieves coming out
do what
very
like
happy
Box
from
GG
this
does,
draft.
where you
And at
can
the
like
end of the day,
open
it's going to
cards
be the
virtually,
Mbessa
but then
move
they'll
up towards
send
the
you
top.
the
We're
real
gonna have the
card.
Jace
That would
move
be
to mid
cool.
lane. So there
Well,
is
they
some
do
swapping
that, but
going
they.
on
I
there.
think you
I
have
don't
to
want
like
that Jace
choose
necessarily
which ones
exposed
you
in the
want
side lane
sent to you,
against a potential
and then
there from the
they have
Sejuani.
it to where you
And we'll
can
see how
like.
Mbessa can handle things against the
I don't know if
Camille.
it's like stat cards
Non-subscribers, we will see you in 30 seconds
to like
as we
get
head
better
on into
cards,
And I think
and then you can have like
what
the
I'm gonna
better
be looking
cards sent
for
to you or something
in this
like
top
that.
lane matchup is actually only the first 4 minutes.
Which I don't think
because
is bad, but for me, I'm like, I just
Thieves
want
gonna
to
be
open
swapping
them.
the
Like, I
crap
want to
out of
actually
when they
rip
have the
the
opportunity. They
rip the
have
packs.
been Surdy has
I
struggled
was like,
so
why are
much
they in
with
this
keeping
studio?
up
But I
with
forgot
waves that
Valorant
every
is
team is going to
playing
be
their
doing this against
championship
them
game today.
until they can show that he doesn't fall behind in these early laning.
They
games.
get
so I'm expecting
priority.
River to do some cheeky early path, try and get
Let's
Sniper
do
in a good
this. Let's
position.
pop out
and
your
then
chat so I
once
can
the
still
bot lane's mobile,
monitor
they're going
it.
to be moving Ziggs up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we'll see how much they
And
want to do the
then-
swaps around. If they're
Yeah,
gonna be playing
Destiny,
for
they
Grubs,
do.
definitely
They
if they're
have
planning on
some,
playing
but they're like
1v1,
harder to
Ziggs
find.
is a great
They don't
siege
like.
champion as well. The Grubs
I don't
could
know.
be pretty high
They're not
priority
really like
for 100 Thieves.
promoted
It's
anywhere.
going to be double grasp up in that top lane, mid lane. Quid is
It's
going to be
kinda
playing
weird.
Fleet. Obviously makes sense to just kind of survive against the Jace, who will be taking Phase Rush. So all the rune choices are pretty standard. Make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'd say these River games, with
What are
how
they-
tricky
they're
he wants
just
to be in early jungle,
jiggling around right
start as soon as
Yeah, they're
these
just waiting
players
for
leave
minions
base.
to spawn.
In the last game, River got a good ward in to the enemy Raptors. This game,
Boxer's
they
30,
pushed
so
him
they
back
should make another one
before
and
he
make
could
it
get a deep
50,
ward,
so
so
you
he
have
ends
to
up
sign one
placing
in there.
that defensive ward. But
Yeah,
it
I
still
think,
ended up being a good
um,
defensive ward because
I
they
don't
now
know.
know exactly where Diggs' ward is. So just a little bit of knowledge trade back and
I
forth.
think
This
the
does
one where you
mean
get like
that River will
signed
not know
stuff,
where
like
Shaden started,
price wise, I
and
think they're like
if River
$150.
goes over those Raptors, then
for
Shaden will
one
know where River
box.
started.
Yep, absolutely, and he will. You know, very likely after the
could
red
be-
buff.
I
Of course,
could
we
be
can see
wrong on
Shaden
that,
is
though.
actually going to look for blue, and he
might
looks
go
like he's
blue
trying to pull
Raptors.
blue into enemy Raptors, but
Or
no,
he's
he's
just
just
pulling
cutting
it.
it back and forth. Never mind, but it was looking like he was
High
really trying
ground
to actually
and
pull
100
up towards
Thieves are
that
doing,
side. Instead, he's just going to be able to
30%
group
off
up
today.
those camps and try to get some damage down together.
I did
Tomo
not.
already taken a ton of damage by
think
the way.
it's only
so
on
they're,
the
like, a little bit
Apex
discount with
keyboards,
Zenith
they
Blade and
said.
FBI has just been hitting him.
I
with
saw
these
the Thieves
bombs.
did the
That's like
discount
3 in a row
for
that he did actually
when
tag
we
him
won
with. Tomo is
Major
already
3.
using his
Yeah.
potion,
But
and he's still incredibly low,
that
and
was
has to
it.
pop a biscuit.
I mean, it's really funny. Alistair Callista is always
I
a
gotta
funny
wait
pairing because
until
level
they
1 they're weak, but later on they're
release
stronger. So
the,
they're doing everything they can at level 1.
the Major
FBI
3 champs
trying to get level 2 really
apparel,
fast
because
there.
that's
They
what I'm
missed
going to
time
want to
their
get.
engage slightly. Ayla went forward, and FBI was trying to finish off the minion, but couldn't quite finish it off as he went in with his
They haven't
If he
yet,
actually
but
got
I'm
two
sure
right there, they likely
they're
would have
going
been
to
able to
make
force
it.
the cleanse.
They have
and then you got the
for
ignite following
basically
up.
every other
But
time
they
they've
did at
won
least get the ignite out of
for
Isles, who
COD.
was trying to push back FBI. Didn't want them to be able to follow up on that play.
WXC returns
Ayla
tomorrow.
starting with sweeper as well,
For the
whereas Isles starts with
500
trinket ward,
viewers.
so Ayla winning that one out early, being able
What
to clear
happened?
that ward away. They're gonna have to be a little bit scared of a
the
gank at about
Women's
3
Call of Duty
minutes
League
and
is
15
returning
seconds, 'cause that's
tomorrow,
when Shane
apparently.
Lola finishes
I was
full
being
clear.
mean.
Very unlikely that Lilia ganks you before.
I said for the
level
500
which is why they're
viewers
so
that
comfortable
will watch.
being pushed up at
Hey,
that stage.
I'd
as they
take
move to
500 viewers.
the
I
try
wouldn't
rush
be
to get a
upset
win.
with that.
Yep, absolutely.
That's
And
true.
you know, often the safest thing you can do is actually just hard shove the wave and bounce it
Yo,
before
wait,
that jungle
if they
timing
did
comes,
miniature
because now the wave is gonna
trophies
stack
for
and
the
come back
ones
That
towards
would
you
be-
if you are worried
that would
about
be
it.
fire.
That would be
goes in with a combo
fire.
onto FBI.
That would be
just for a
fire,
little
Destiny.
trade there. You can see Quid sustaining pretty well.
Or even
Look,
Luckily,
just
just trying to
I
do
would be
his
happy
best
with
to
a
minimize
sticker.
damage
Like,
up on
give
the
me a
top side.
sticker of the
It's just
trophy.
Sniper and
I don't know
30
for sure
trading
if they're
back and
going to
forth,
do
but
like
thus far, it
Major
looks like
3
Sniper is
stuff,
getting the
but
better
I'm
end of
just
it.
going
Yep.
off of what they've done in the
Sniper-
past. I think they
If you're
will.
willing to pick Camille into a possible flex
Wait,
pick,
Destiny,
you're going
hit
to
up
be really
100
confident
Thieves
in
and
your
be
ability
like,
to play
hey,
Camille.
I have an idea for you
Shane
guys.
full cleared, River full cleared,
Seriously.
and likely this is one
Reach out to
That
like
would be-
ends up
Bronzy or
trading
something,
crabs, and
because
he's gonna be
Bronzy's
happy
so
the one
because
who
this
does all
allows him
the
to maybe have
like apparel
first
stuff,
look
or
at
does a lot of
top, but
apparel stuff.
Shaden might be moving through for a double crab angle.
I think
No,
what they
let's go
should
back.
do
Yeah, Quid could
is they
actually
should do like a
potentially stop him on the
vintage
recall if he
tee,
wants to use a soul and
like,
to do it, and probably will try to do that.
and
Elects
have
not to, though.
all the
Instead, gonna go
all
for
the
a nice
players
little
on
trade
it,
here
and then
on
have like the
Bikini.
trophy and
Yeah,
stuff.
not gonna risk going for that
like
double
the
grab,
vintage
as Ayla's
graphic
gonna go
tee
in onto
look.
Tomo. Tomo does use a cleanse, but he's going to get ignited after. He
Oh.
gets satcheled back in.
Oh.
Beautiful placement by FBI. One more auto is going to finish him off. The flash out, trying to get to safety, but is he in the pit? He's going to get taken
Okay.
down. That's first
You
blood
get first
for
blood.
FBI. Well played in the 2v2 to them. Isles gets one back, but not going to be anywhere
did he
close
go?
to worth it.
And it burns Cleanse Flash from the Callista, making him more vulnerable in the future. Very well played by the 100 Thieves duo lane early on there. I understand what Tomo was thinking, that he could maybe flash and juke around, but ends up, he was dead to
Yeah,
rights
I
anyway.
think if the
Definitely should've
Thieves did
saved
one
his
of those like
flash.
vintage
Yeah, that is really
shirts,
tough. And when you look mid lane, you realize
for
that Quid
Major
actually
3, that
forced
would be
the earlier
sick.
reset from Kaney in this melee versus range matchup. That is also tough, but in comes Kaney,
Unless-
maybe going to look for the solo kill. Just
Uh-oh.
gets it. Quid disrespectful. Sees the teleport coming in, just says, you know what, I can probably clear the wave and then back off. Instead, he was in a great spot and gives over a freebie.
I just saw his reaction on the cam afterwards. He,
I feel like we
that
kind
was
of troll
definitely
a
a little
lot
bit of disrespect.
in League.
Yeah, a lot of it of disrespect.
Yeah, we
just
do.
we can watch this 2v2 happen again.
Okay,
Which I don't
so
fully
Isles
understand.
actually is the one to begin this fight, but very nice E by Ayla there as the Alistair engages. And then FBI just makes sure he's weaving his auto attacks in, landed all of his spells, and they end up just having more damage. They were hoping to get the first blood at the end, but it wouldn't have mattered since they were trading
This
Callista
game
for the
has
support
some
anyway. And then watching
time.
this,
This is just silly.
Apex has some
He wants the cannon.
time.
Like, he
COD
literally
is
killed himself for a
map
cannon.
3.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
gonna go to the bathroom.
technically,
I'll be back.
it's only like 220 cooldown on the
Ooh,
trade.
yeah,
Could've been
Destiny, a
worse.
keychain with the
Oh,
trophy
swing and
would be
miss on the
kind of
LT
cool
there.
too.
Maybe got the flash. We didn't quite see that. Looks
That
like
would be
so
kind of
Did
cool.
probably force the flash there from Kaney.
It would probably
as,
be a
Quid
little bulky,
does
but
at least get his Berserker Reeves
would still be
base
sick.
off, and River walks through mid, so they're able to force the flash. We'll see if they can find any pressure down here on bot lane as Shaden is hanging around, but a lot of credit deserved by FBI and Ayla.
I
Have
still
been
think,
one of
and I
those-
don't
those kind of
know,
real big
like,
upgrades that people have been talking about.
I don't know how
400
they would be
Thieves,
able to
you
do
know,
this,
a
but I
place
still
of
think they
power
should
for
do
them,
like
did
player
really give
named
them that
jerseys
additional carry
specifically,
threat.
and like the
And
players
being able
get
to
like
pick
a
into
cut
this
of it
Callista and
as
kill it in
well.
the
So like
2v2
then you could maybe
was,
sign them for
definitely
like a
nicely
cheaper
done and
contract,
does not bode
but
well
then
for the
like
Callista
jersey
or the
sales
Callista's win rate.
will go to them.
I mean, 3 and 4 so far in the LTA across the big.
Because
four,
I
it's
know
around
there's a lot of
50%,
people
even
who
though it
want
feels,
like
I know we've been having this
jerseys
discussion
with
as ale.
players' names on them.
Callista doesn't seem to do much in a lot of these games, but if you're winning half the time, can't be
Especially
that
if they're not going to do
Especially
like
when you're
custom
picking it early.
jerseys
What's
as
the winner
much.
at now? I know you're checking it.
The search was not loading.
He's
Like
gonna come
imagine
back to
being
it.
able to
I'm
buy
gonna
like a
keep
ghosty
casting. We see
jersey
the
or
swap
like
here at
a
6 minutes as
a
we were
Hydra
expecting
jersey.
in this game.
Scrap.
As Sniper has moved bot lane and the Ziggs has moved up to the top
Cryo
lane,
for
just to start throwing
Valorant.
Surdy into some uncomfortable
Like,
situations. Surdy was winning the 1v1.
to me, that would be
against
kinda
Sniper's
sick.
Camille, I think mainly because River was just matching Shaden Maiden's full clear farm and not going for any early ganks. Understand that when you're against Lilia, because if Lilia starts counter-jungling your camps, you can get into a really vicious cycle where the Lilia flies ahead of you, and so far River has stopped that from happening.
Yeah, 3 and 4, as you said, in LTA.
And I don't feel like it would be like too
globally,
difficult
it's about
either.
48% in top 4 regions. It is about 51%.
I want a chance ring.
Slightly over
Dude,
51%. So top
Destiny,
4
I
doing
would
pretty
love.
well.
an LAT champs ring. That would be
The eye
sick.
test isn't there.
The eye test is definitely not there.
That would
Until
actually
you
be
watch
sick.
Some of the
They should
really
do
crazy
that
close
as
players, you
a
watch, like, Faze or whoever,
as an honor
and they're like,
reward.
okay, this champion's OP.
Actually,
But we
that's
do see,
actually a good
bit of
idea.
damage
I
going
should
down there on
I
Dials. He doesn't have the
should
ulti,
message
so FBI just gonna
DK.
throw
Holy
his
shit,
down,
I'm
get some damage
slurring
down.
my
Shaden,
words like crazy.
meanwhile,
I
is
swear I'm
invading
not
on
drunk,
the red.
chat.
Is actually down experience right now to
I
River,
swear
which
I
is
have
somewhat
not been
surprising, though.
drinking any
Sejuani does have a
adult
pretty good early
beverages
clear,
today.
and Shaden's will continue to accelerate throughout the game.
Yeah, FBI kind of weak side gaming here, even though we have the Sejuani matching in the river.
Yeah, I feel like.
And
I mean,
River
I
now
like
moving
having
up
the
here.
custom jerseys.
Maybe going to try to play
for
for
sure.
a little bit of vision.
Because I like being able to put like my name on it.
Made their swaps up towards top.
But
Again, both
I
teams
do
would
think
love
they
it.
should
Feel
have
just short on the Zenith blade there. That
like
could have been trouble for
jersey
Isles,
sales
as
for the
he still is
specific
not level
players
6,
as
and
well.
River would have been there to follow up with his glacial prison.
Seriously,
Down on
Destiny,
the
we got to
bottom
write
side,
it
there is
down.
no TP for the top laners, so
Yeah.
they are not going to be joining. And
I have a
Sniper
lot of
just continuing to trade,
ideas
going
for
without
100
shot. As soon as
Thieves
the
and
passive
stuff,
expiring,
but
you back it up. That passive shield really difficult
I don't
to play
know
around, but now that
how
Isles
much
is
they
6,
would be
I think
willing
Dig
to
is going to have a
do.
lot more confidence to try to actually force here.
They
into
want
the
Champs
ball.
ring for
They
honor,
are
mini
looking
Miami
to try to
trophy.
play for this.
4v4 if they fight.
But Quid
They're
is
giving it,
split
they're
from the
giving
rest
it.
of the team.
I've
Yeah, I
said-
just don't think they feel like
I've
they have
said
a
a
position.
So all
hockey
3 grubs,
jersey,
and I'm going to steal your line from yesterday.
either an LAT
The
or
3
100 Thieves
grubs
hockey
aren't as
jersey.
strong as the 6 grubs
I
from
think
last
would
patch,
still
but
be
they're stronger
sick.
than 3.
That's true.
Um,
Those are factually correct statements.
I think that's
and it doesn't
all
even
the
have to
patch notes said about
be
it. I think
Basically,
it's
it's
pretty much it.
It's all you need to know.
an
I mean,
actual
you get one
competitive
void
jersey
night
like
from
the
getting
players'
3. So
jerseys.
it's,
It could
like,
just
getting the
be
first
like
pack of grubs is just objectively way
just the
better than
jersey
it was
itself,
before.
you know.
Yeah, you can't have that
Um,
opportunity to get 6, but let's be
we've
honest,
done a
you don't
football
usually get 6
jersey.
unless you're kind of stomping the
We've
game
basically
anyway.
done like
someone can steal one away.
rugby
so
jerseys.
I feel like grubs are really high priority to
we
me
haven't
now.
done like a
Being able
basketball
to get
jersey,
one, and especially
but
when you get a void
we've done a
might
baseball
for the
jersey.
winning
So
phase,
like,
you get a void might
at what
online
point do we just say,
before
hey,
9
let's do a
minutes.
hockey
That's
jersey
really
as well?
nice if you have winning lanes.
Because I've said that
Which
before, and then
they do
Optic
not.
went out and did it,
Yep.
and their Optic,
But they got
their
the
Optic
grubs, so
hockey
at
jersey
least
was
they're
sick.
not letting the opponent have the grubs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Best
Won
is getting
another
some
flag
push. You
as
can see
well.
that Isles has moved down towards that bottom side. They are kind of hunting Sniper.
when did they
right
do
now.
a flag? I don't
who will be
remember a
pushed out.
flag.
But River just farming well.
I do
catching up
have the
pretty
Valorant
much,
like banner hanging
almost
up,
entirely with
like right
Shaden,
there.
and
right
has been
behind
doing a
the
good job
camera.
there. Quid obviously with the one oopsie in mid lane, gave over a freebie, but he as well is working in.
And then I
towards that
have
Blade
the
Rune
pennant
King.
as well,
FBI
the
could be in
LA
a lot of
Thieves
trouble here
pennant.
potentially, though. The satchel charge is going to create some space, so it is just a big chunk. But now he's got to be careful about anyone else coming up there. And we see Isles on the mini map.
CDL
FBI, of course,
website had
does
one?
not have that
Oh,
luxury, but
okay.
he could just come in from behind
Level
the
6
tower.
Alex
Yeah,
just
I
wants to
tend to
power
not
through
check
it.
the
We'll see.
CDL
Can FBI
website very
actually flash
much.
the combo? He's going to try to look for it. He just realized, you know what?
think
Not
FBI
even
is
worth
cooked
flashing.
here.
I am
Yeah.
just dead. You could see that Isles just walked behind him, popped the ulti, and held his spells.
FBI
So if he
was
flashed, he would just
cooked.
die right after. They're going to look, though. Tokyo
Oh,
drift.
okay,
In comes River, and
we're looking
Ayla,
to get a trade here,
3v1
though.
Mid lane is going to get one back, and it's a shutdown there for Quid.
Wow.
Okay, okay.
Team gap.
Couple of really nice ganks there, actually. Well executed by both teams. Isles with the walk at you strategy. Alistair can
a good
actually
strategy.
tank. It's the best strategy. If he
Glad we
tries
got a
to
trade
W,
there.
maybe there's an escape. But then in the mid lane there, Kaney looked like a fraction of a second left on his flash by the time that came through. Yeah, his flash was up for like 2 more seconds when they can chain all the CC on him. So no retort. The bigger thing for me, though, is after that last game, when you lose a 46-minute,
Only down about
47-kill game,
1K in gold right
we've
now.
talked about how
Not
most
bad.
teams have a harder time recovering
We
from
do
those
have
losses than
the
losing
Flame Drake.
10 kills to 0
They're
25
draining.
minutes.
With the
They're
Fire
so
Drake.
draining, and then you're saying, man, and now we need to win 2. We couldn't even win that 1
No-
after we
no
spent so
grubs,
much
though.
energy. But Dignitas has started this game really well.
Yeah, they absolutely
It
have.
doesn't look like there's a hangover from that last game. There's not some tilt. They haven't been forcing plays. Kenny had that nice solo kill early. Even though they gave up the
Ultra
first blood, it was a
spanking
close one.
Kenny have that
Cloud9
solo
in
kill or
the
did Quid?
control, though.
I mean, you can ask that
Did
about a
Quid
lot
get
of
the
Love to
solo
have
kill
that
on
kind of
himself?
drag out a little bit.
I would argue he did.
No,
I
if
would
you check
argue
the stats-
Quid solo killed Quid.
You have the
If you
Val
check the
banner
stats,
too?
it
Yeah,
will
the
be
Val
credited to
banner's
Kane.
cool. I
But
really
the
like the Val
cannon-
banner.
Did the cannon
You
solo
can't see
kill
it,
Quid?
but I
We
also
need
put
to
up
have
like
a
the
cannon solo
Val
tracker.
tapestry.
I would say
back
the
here.
cannon is more deserving in
It's
this
on the
case.
I
wall.
would agree.
And Surdy now
Which
is
that-
maintaining that
I
push
posted
on the
it
bottom
on,
side, so he has taken down one.
I posted it
working
on
away
Twitter,
on
but
that
that
second
one's
plate as well.
pretty
Has
cool,
gotten
too.
A couple little bits of Void Might damage in there, so the Grub's putting in some work and has his Shojin completed, but Sniper likewise has that Triforce.
I'm going to say
Vermeni.
Vermeni. I think that's how you say it. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that.
Collapsing, but Both teams playing.
We've
it
now
pretty slow.
officially
It's a
broken
much
the
more
100
reserved
100
game
mark.
two
We're
after
up to
a very
101.
frenetic game one.
And I think for now, Dig is happy with this slow pace because they're winning all the lanes. They're just slowly accumulating advantages.
I would have
across
never
the board.
thought
Lilia wants
that
to get to Leandres
I would
because
have
currently
the most
River is on Hearthstone,
viewers
so
I've
the
ever
power
had
spike will be
watching
in the
League
side
of
of Sejuani.
Legends, like
It's nice
a
if they can
year or
keep a
two
bit of a
ago,
controlled
because
game,
I
if these-
never
if these
watched League of
fights get
Legends
too spread out and
before.
there's too many flank angles, like that's
I've been
when the
learning League of Legends,
Camille,
and
Sejuani, Yone
you know,
really pile on
now
'cause
we
they can
got
attack from any
we
angle.
got
But Dig
people in the
can
chat
hold
hanging out with us,
these
you know,
waves,
helping us
keep
along the
pushing
way
that
as
good
well.
setup.
So I appreciate
That's
you
what
all
they
for
want,
being
and
here. Thank you
River
guys.
might have found an angle
Hope you
here.
guys are
This is
enjoying your
sneaky. This
stay.
is reminding me of Huhi from
Unseen
yesterday,
Sejuani.
who was very deep on some of these flanks. Tomo is going to place a ward in their own jungle.
It's looking
'cause they don't
like
have eyes
they're
on him, so
gonna
they know he
get
could be around. The
this
teleport's going to
dragon
come in, but River is
here.
here as well. He's going to go straight into the pit against Surdy, but can they actually collapse in onto Quid? Quid could be in some trouble. There's the Ziggs ult in the back line.
What's
Soul
happening?
Unbound goes over the wall, but Quid is going to have to snap back, and Quid is going to get taken down. Sniper can
Quid
go
gets
in
picked.
and does get a kill back
Sniper
on
does
Tomo.
get a
Flashes
trade,
over the
though.
wall back to his team, so it's a 1-for-1, and they
Oh, we
should
might
be able
steal
to grab
this.
the dragon. Honestly, good job.
Okay.
by Sniper,
We do steal the
being able
dragon.
to kind of bail his team out.
Yeah.
We'll
after
take that.
Quid TP'd into a very dangerous spot and got punished.
Yeah, Quid is having a bit of a game so far, but I understand why Quid would teleport there because River's behind them, and it's like we're gonna bait them onto the Yone, and then the
feel
Sejuani's
like that
actually
could
gonna
have
be
been
there, and it'll surprise
could have been a
them,
lot
right, guys?
worse than
But
what it was.
With
So
Isle zoning out FBI and Ayla for so long,
upset with that.
River
Cannon
going
in
over
the
the
river?
back of the pit. Weirdly enough, no. Surprisingly,
Is
yes.
that why?
You wouldn't
Quid just
believe
got
it.
smoked,
and
though.
As you said, Sniper getting the lockdown onto Tomo, and then having a really
not
nice
too
flash
sure
over the
what
wall
happened
not
to
letting
him, but
follow
I
up.
mean, he just
Yeah,
got
Makes it a win trade.
he just
Quid
got
has had
beat
some
up
head
pretty
scratchers today
quick.
in this series. I will say. I mean, you know, even just the
Yeah,
reaction
Destiny
there
COD
from,
needs to slow
from Domo,
down
he's
so
like-
that
he's
way
like,
we
"What was
can
that?
watch
Okay,
this."
Not bad. I mean,
Or, oh, you're saying
Quid
to let
even
us
did
watch
the
it
thing,
on
which is
Twitch
kind
as
of
well.
like the
I
panic
agree.
Yone play,
I would much
where
rather watch
you
COD
get
on
jumped
Twitch
on
than
and
on
you're like, oh
YouTube.
crap, soul
I don't
unbound.
like that I have to make like a
You
thumbnail
know,
every
and
time
then
I go
you
live. It's
eat
kind
over
of
the wall
annoying.
into the pit and then flashed, and then it's like, oh, you're gonna snap back into them though. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be one of these situations where you would have to flash over the wall instantly to try to get out of there, and then soul unbound back over the wall if you wanted to go aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Instead of kind of the inverse, where he went back over the wall with soul unbound, then he ulted
I
back
wish we
in,
could
then he
just
tried to
stick to
flash out. It
Twitch.
just
I like
didn't end
I
up
like
working,
streaming
but
on
it was
Twitch
one of those
much more.
panic moments, and not a
I
good
feel like it's
TP
easier
from him.
in
But
general.
still, you know, the gold is pretty close, and 100 Thieves do have 2 dragons to their name. The Feat of Warfare has been claimed by Dig, but it is 2 objectives to the 1 for 100 Thieves, so they are 1 away from that. And first tower still on the board for both teams.
Yeah, it's a very close game, and I like that you point out Quid.
Yeah,
this
we
game.
need
You can think
C9 to
back
take
last
another
game,
hard
had a few
point.
head scratchers as well,
Ultra,
versus Talia. And
I mean,
think
with
it's just a good
Merc, they looked
reminder,
really good on
as a
HP.
sports fan,
So I don't know
there
if
are good
having
games
Beans
and bad
back in the
games, and good
roster
days
is a
and bad
little
days, and
weird
it
for
doesn't
them,
always
but
define you as a player because Quid is an MVP
C9 took that
level
map
player
1, so we need
who
to
appears to be
take
having
another
a bad
one
day.
here.
But it doesn't mean he can't
'Cause
get hot later. Hit a bunch
This
of threes
map
in the
is
fourth
going
quarter.
really
There you
slow.
Big Yone ultimates. What we do know is he's currently like 2 for 12 from the field.
Yeah, you know, you miss all the shots you don't take, so we'll put it like that. He's been throwing some up.
We need some like
but
crazy
Dignitas
stuff to kind
definitely
of pop off
looking
here if we
good
want
so
to
far in this game.
get through
Competitive
this
in
one
game
before we go to.
and,
before we switch over to
nice
COD.
Early advantage here. They are pushing
The upside
top
at
through
least
mid lane,
is we
but
can
the
still
ceiling definitely
show this
the
on
100 Thieves
YouTube. So
side
like
is
anytime the
scary
COD
in
matches
side
is going,
lanes,
we can have
really,
this
really
on.
terrifying. Zig
So
scales incredibly
for
well and can also
you know
help to
anybody
assist
who
those
is in the
side
Twitch
lanes.
chat,
Get a face check
if you guys
River
just
here,
want to switch over
and
to
it's
the
gonna take some
YouTube
damage for his trouble.
channel once we
It's
switch
gonna-
over to
it's
that,
gonna range
you're
for
more
an
than
ulti
welcome.
here, so we'll see
And
if
I
they
would
can at least force
love
the
to see you guys
flash.
there.
Not going to let it rip. He does spot
But
him
we
with
got
the
a little
blue
bit of
ult, but
time
realizes,
still.
You know what? He's too far away. Now Isles may have to pay a bit of a price here. But it's going to be Sniper now on that tier 1 bot. So even though they don't actually kill him, it's going to cost them the tower, very likely.
Very worth it there for 100 Thieves.
Okay.
Rift Herald fight would have been difficult.
Oh,
They're
Tomo in
all
trouble
in
now. He's
Tomo.
going to have to try to flash. He does have the cleanse available, but he's not going to be able to do anything with that. The 2-man sleep does come through. The satchel charge builds some space, but in flashes Isles to try to take down FBI. FBI has a flash of his own, though.
He
He
did
does
get first
get out.
pick
Ayla
on
now
Tomo.
using the Zenith Blade to taxi to the Alistar to get back to safety as well. Dignitas get nothing
looks
there.
like we're out.
And all the while, Sniper is pushing bot, Surdy is pushing top, but the race for first tower is going to be won by 100 Thieves.
So
Okay,
one
we
objective
get first
away
tower.
from getting the feet
Oh,
upgrade,
yeah.
but this is the type of game state that 100 Thieves wants with this team composition. composition as spread out as
1
possible.
for 1 though on
play
the
wide,
tower regard
find
there.
engages whenever you can, and get the gold onto your split pushers. So as much as Yone and Camille haven't seemed like they've been dominating the game, they both have slight gold leads over their opponents. They also managed to burn summoner spells in that last fight on the dig carries, which is the first step to get the summoner spells is often the hardest one, because once they're down, your next engage
Pretty
is
even
really
early
pile
on
So
here.
100 Thieves really happy with that sequence of play.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling really good about
No
it.
flash.
Katie now could be in some trouble again. Yeah, no flash. And Soul Unbound is there.
This should
He's
be another
knocking him
pick,
down
yeah.
low. The snapback's going to kill him. Ayla comes in, does cost him his summoners, but going to be happy about that kill. Shaden now fishing with the bowling ball. Doesn't actually connect on him.
River's
but it's going to be
probably
Surdy
picked,
connecting with the
though.
public execution.
Yeah.
And River is going to be going down. Surdy claims his first kill of the game.
Pretty
So it
nice
is kind of a
counterattack there
1-for-1.
from Dig. The first play, it's exactly what we're talking about, though. Kane looked at Yone, and because Leona was near the same screen, he was able to all in.
Did
knowing that
anyone
flash
get
was
the
down. But
Herald?
River, I feel like
I
ends
didn't
up
see
getting
that.
caught out. He was also without his flash. You can see that tiny little bit of black before it has
I did not see the Herald
come off cooldown, so
situation.
River will have his flash for the net fight, but that trades it 1-for-1 and keeps the
But
game
we
pretty
have
close.
another Drake about to
Very, very close
spawn
game.
up
It
here.
is now only a 300
And
gold
Otacon
lead
is
here.
another
It is gonna
2
be
minutes,
Hextech Soul, though,
roughly.
on the table. 100 Thieves have the opportunity to grab their third dragon and move to Soul Point here, as that has just spawned. Dignitas, though, out on the map, trying to clear out vision in their own jungle and prepare for a potential fight. Both the top laners are on the top side, but teleports are available, and 100 Thieves are moving in.
Pretty swingy Drake here, because this will also decide who wins Feats of Strength for the ability to upgrade their boots. Since we know Dig won the Feat of Warfare and 100 Thieves got
This
first
would be
turret,
a huge,
both top laners having TP.
huge
We'll
dragon
see who
for
ends
us.
up pulling the trigger first, because generally speaking, that is the team that wins the fights.
Well, Quid does go in, doesn't take too
Oh,
much
okay, so
damage. Is able to get a
Dignitas
little
got
bit down
the-
on Isles. You can
the
see that
Rift
the Herald
Herald.
was summoned mid. Won't be able to kill off the tower, but is drawing the attention of the FBI and Ayla, and that's supposed to give Dig some time to get some vision down, but really didn't accomplish too much. And now 100
Did
Thieves
get
are gonna be
taken
the
out
first
pretty
one
quick
to
there.
actually pull the trigger. They're starting up the dragon.
This is interesting. I
We're
thought
going for
100
this
Thieves would push
Drake.
bot first, but they're teleporting in early and just going all in on the Drake, and now they have a flank
Okay,
from
back.
Camille.
Oh, Surdy's just teleporting straight into the
We're-
pit. Can
we're
they actually
taking
find
Drake
him?
right
Isles
now.
gonna hex
Sniper's
over the wall.
late.
They're going to be a flip here. It's going to be claimed by
Okay,
River.
we got
But
it.
how will the fight go? Sniper in the back
W.
line. He finds Tomo. Tomo's in a world of
That's what
hurt.
I do a lot of
Ayla falls
times,
down
too.
First, but can they actually get out? Tomo's still standing. Tomo surviving. Going to get finished off by River. Sniper flashes out safety. Quid has got to get back in there. FBI pelting him with bomb after bomb after bomb. But Kaney, Surdy,
no, they
Shady
got two of
charging
us here,
forward,
though.
looking for more. The public execution is going to take down one. Surely,
Appa.
Quid and 100 Thieves are on the run, but they can't
Oh,
get out.
no.
Sniper trying to get out here is incredibly low. He's going to get finished off as well, but not before FBI kills off the Alistair on the other side.
Okay,
a bloody
3
affair.
3 to
Dignitas
2
win
there,
the
I
fight,
think,
but
in
lose the
trades.
dragon. This one was reminiscent of last game.
It's another banger. Let's look at the teleports to start this fight. 100 Thieves is trying to draw Dig in, but because Surdy just goes straight in the pit, he ends up being in the fight first. So
I mean, at least
it
we got
looks
the
like
dragon,
even
right?
though the smite fight decides
Yeah.
who wins by
We have
getting the
3
soul,
out of the 5
fight goes over to
captures
Dig, and I
saying
think maybe it's because
that
Tomo
100
lasted
Thieves will
so
win today.
long. Quid couldn't find his way into the fight
For
for the
Apex?
longest time.
Yeah.
Once they actually do
We'd
kill
love to
him
hear that.
and Quid flies in, Dig has the next set of
We
cooldowns,
could
so
have a
Owls
good
can just
day
peel
of
him off
100
right
Thieves
away,
esports
and
today.
Surdy tries to chase for as many kills as possible.
I mean, this is just
Today is another one of those days where if things go right, it could be a real good day for
dashing and
100
dashing
T.
and dashing, and Lilia has all of that move speed stacked up, so no real way out. 100 Thieves try as they might, couldn't
And
get
I would
away.
be
It's
more than
back to a
happy
2K
about
gold
that.
lead just like that. It was down to 200 last time we checked in. 100 Thieves are on Soul Point, so Dignitas are going to have to try to make a stop.
Really awesome game so far. When the team with more Drakes is a little bit weaker in fights, I always feel like it creates such a nice
lot of
tension
tension.
in the game.
Yeah.
Because the Soul will probably push them over the edge to win the game, but it's also possible
We need
that if Dig
C9
just
to win
holds
this-
on well enough,
win this
they can
hard
take him
point.
down. And I think the way to do that is just continue
100%.
to play around Shaden. I think this game, we
I think if
haven't
they
mentioned
do,
it
we
much,
might
but
be
he's
able
been
to get
farming
through
very
this as
efficiently.
long as
He's
Thieves
been first
win.
to a lot of the objectives, and he's
So we need a
against
Thieves win.
so many melee dive characters. If
They
he's
should be
able to
good.
not be the one that gets one shot and just have a long fight, he will carry that fight. He's doing so much damage here.
Yeah, I mean, Lilia versus 4 melees is... That
Kind
is
of a dream
ideal.
situation.
It is absolutely a
Whoa.
dream situation, but now the CC going to be chaining down onto Kaney.
Okay.
That's more of a nightmare.
Got
as
another
he gets
pick.
put to sleep by Ayla and Quid. Meanwhile, Surdy
you get ahead
getting a
of
bit of damage down onto
I have no
River,
idea.
but FBI is here and
Sorry.
Ayla is back to support, so it's not going to be anything more than just the skirmish.
It's the second time Kaney has died to a similar play like that as they keep jostling. It's when River is shown on the map So Kaney
Two
probably thinks that he's
times.
not
I'm at
getting ganked, but it's
21,
actually the second
50?
jungler, the support that's gotten
Okay,
him. That's
I'm at
the second
21,
time that's happened to
52,
him. It happened first in
53,
bot lane,
54.
happened again in top lane here,
Oh,
where
there we go.
Ayla is the one shadowing Quid.
And you can see, despite Quid having a couple oopsies this game,
We're
he's very far
good.
up in gold, and he is going to be pushing in this top lane.
Another-
the TP
another
is
map
over for
here that
Kaney, so we'll see
seems
if he wants to
pretty damn
teleport up to defend
close.
the tier 1, or if he's just going to let that go.
Yeah, the good thing is we're
Quid
on soul
not feeling
point,
confident
so
to push, knowing
Yeah.
that
we
he
can
can
get
reset and come up
that.
there. So he's just going to take his win, go back to
Pretty
base,
big.
spend up his gold. But he already had the Strikebreaker plus the Bork. He's going to be
And
working towards
Otacon
an
is up
IE very
as
likely
well.
next. And it's going to be incredibly strong when he finishes it.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. He was 2 for 12. Now I feel like he's like
He's heating up.
8 for 19, 8 for 20. He's getting there.
Oh, look at
Sure, we're
River.
probably
He's
gonna
just in
wait a little
sneaky
bit for
spots
the
again and again,
Otacon,
but the
though.
public execution over the wall is going to connect onto Sniper, and the teleport's coming in. There's the lilting lullaby. Sniper is going to be dead to rights. River has got to
Oh,
run.
no.
The backup came in for Dignitas. It's the Goon Squad. They're going to take down
Oh,
River.
no.
They're going to grab a double for Surdy, and it leads right to the Otacon.
And Shaden speaks here. He says they're still in the series. This was them just finding the play. He is still so strong.
Okay, well,
right
they're
now.
gonna get
Even if
Otacon
they didn't
here.
have everyone collapsing, I still feel like they win that
Yo,
little skirmish.
Scarecrow,
The
thanks for the
Otacon is gonna
sub.
give them that
Appreciate
big
that,
boost of
man.
combat power.
And-
We'll see if
No,
FBI
not
can get the goal a
Theory.
little bit closer by
Theory.
taking the turret while this Otacon goes down.
Yeah, they do
Appreciate
get two
you,
towers. They take down
Scarecrow.
the tier 1 top,
Glad to
tier
see you
1
in the
mid, so
chat.
that is something for them, but still.
I do have
Dignitas,
new sub badges,
really
so
big win because yes, the gold
I'm
stays
not
about
sure
the
if
same off of that play, but they're getting all
sub
of the
badge
extra
will show
stats
up
from
for
the
you.
Otacon.
How
getting
many
all the
people-
flowers, getting the proc on
oh no, you
takedowns.
get the first.
So we're heading towards another
Damn.
potential
I think
long
it's the
game.
first
I mean,
five.
it is 3
Is it the
dragons.
first
for
five?
Dignitas. If they claim soul
Yeah,
here,
the first 5 or
then
first
you don't really
10.
care about the advantages
Damn.
that Dignitas have, but Dignitas are in the winning position right now. Like they
Yeah.
should be the ones who
Damn,
win
so
the
nobody's
fight,
even
take
gonna
the
get to
dragons,
see them
extend the
until
game. And then
until
we
we
could be
get
in
through
for
the
another
first
really
5 or
long
10.
one.
They should be able
Yeah.
to defend this Drake,
That's
but this
good.
is
I
where
don't
100
think
Thieves
I
is
don't
just
think I
going to
can
look
turn off the founder
maybe for a
badge.
fast play. If they can get anything
That's all
while
right.
Dig is setting up,
We'll get
it
there.
would be huge.
I want the
We'll get
Unable
founder
to
there.
do
badge.
that at the moment, though. Sniper's going to try and prep that
I think
bot wave
I
and
should be the
cover
only
for
one
flank
to get the
as
founder
this
badge
Drake
because
gets started.
Since-
technically I was
since
the
you
first
were
one.
number
Surdy
one.
very aggressive with his build,
He
but
was
Ghostblade
number
second has more
one.
lethality.
How you
in
doing
the
today,
bag. So if you can
Scarecrow?
get on some of these squishy carries, he will be able
Good
to
to
100
see you
0,
today.
But at the same time, you get CC'd up,
Oh, he
you're
gave you
gonna
that
die in
Jeff
a hurry
Bezos
as well.
money.
I know.
Thieves
He
do
hit
have
me
his
with the
four-man squad over here,
grind.
and
So
Sniper still on the side, as you touched on.
that's a
Quid
W.
playing through
That's a
mid lane.
W
They're trying
mans
to
right
land the
there,
poke with
chat.
Ziggs.
Surdy is really fed, so he's able to mark
FBI
Sniper.
got tagged. They're gonna flash in on him. He's gonna get hit here by Isles, but there's no
Can't wait
follow-up
for us to play
whatsoever.
next.
Ayla's
I
in the
know,
back
I'm
line.
ready
On
for
Shaden. Shaden's gonna be
the
taken
Wait.
down as Quid and
Faze
Sniper
match.
flying in, but it's gonna be River now trying
Is
to
that
turn around
1 for
here
1?
onto Surdy. The bombs are
Yeah,
missing.
so far.
It's Sniper in trouble. Sniper trying to survive, but he's gonna get
Sniper's
taken
dead,
down
though.
by Surdy. He goes unstoppable. Quid trying to make it
Okay,
happen, but they
another
don't
trade.
have the juice. The public execution over the wall takes out FBI. Surdy is going crazy on the
We got
M-Pesa.
3-2
These
there.
fights are so sick. They're just absolutely hands checking each other. Surdy having an amazing game. 100 Thieves correctly identified that Shaden was the one carrying these fights, so they lock him down first rather than trying to go for Tomo's Callista, but that takes long enough that Dig can still
Not
take
ideal.
the fight
Not
at the
ideal
back
there.
end. Dragon stands, by the way, so they're going to be coming back.
I'm
for
good
another
today,
one.
Scarecrow.
Watching
We're
the
chilling.
beginning of this fight, it is Dig who
Got this
trigger
League of
pulls
Legends
first,
match,
trying
which
to one-shot
you know,
FBI.
hopefully this will
I'd say this
finish
is
up
Ronnie
before
ultimate
we
to
have
kill
to get to the
Shaden
COD match.
was Huge. It means they can't finish FBI.
But
FBI can
yeah,
still get all his
I'm
cooldowns
hoping
out,
we get a
but even
3-0
after that,
on Phase
because
2. I
Surdy
don't
is
think
having
it'll
such a
happen,
big game,
but I do think
compare this game to his
we have a
Renekton
good
game,
chance with
insane glow up.
with
They're
the hard
still
points
able
that we
to win
have.
the fight on the back end.
Yeah, and it just feels like they're struggling to have enough consistency.
And we have a dealership S&D, which the Thieves look pretty good on. So,
but if you're not hitting everything, it is really tough. And you have a Callista that's just pummeling you time and time again. But now 100 Thieves, they're
They
just
don't
going to
stop.
pull the trigger here onto the Baron. It does get spotted by the blue orb. We have got to get back to live because they were expecting that Dignitas would go over to the Dragon. And this could just be dead. Ayla stuns up Shaden. He's peeled off. They're going to be able to get a heist here. They throw in the Glacial Prison. It doesn't
Okay,
connect.
we
They
do get Baron.
claim the Baron, but can Dignitas get the fight? Quid tries to go over the wall, but he's going to get knocked back. And River has got to run. He's incredibly low, but he's going to be put to sleep. And this might be the last sleep for him. The
River's
Ziggs
dead,
ulti
yeah.
comes through, tags up multiple members. Quid ults over the wall. It is the Baron for just one.
Oh my
A
god,
big
Destiny
win for 100
Twerkaholics just threw
Thieves.
that
Nice
ass
little
on
sneak
9 lives.
of gold right there, subverting expectations rather than
what does
running
the
it back
Baron do
for
for us
Soul.
again?
It's a
What does
nice
Baron
call
give
to
us?
just start the Baron.
Makes you stronger.
Dig was doing
More
a slow
power.
approach towards Drake because they
Extra
were worried about a
strength.
snap engage, and it means they're just a little bit late to that Baron fight. It got really close, though. I saw either it was the Smite or the Shock Blast took that Baron to sub 100 health. So it would have been an absolute disaster if they didn't secure that. But now that the Hexstrike Drake goes over and the Baron is secured for 100 Thieves, the game is continuing to stay
Damn, this shit keeps
incredibly
going,
close.
man.
Yeah, Surdy looked like he had a pretty big reaction when that Baron went down. Looked pretty visibly frustrated to me on the cam, but maybe it was just super locked in. Maybe I'm reading into
is it
it
just
too
me or is
much. but
the
he's been having a good game, 6-0 and 6.
Sejuani.
Here's the turret
Sejuani.
again.
Man,
a
you can
bit.
see how close that was. It's Camille who ends up
who
getting
is
the
this
last hit on it.
Sejuani?
But
I don't know the
as this fight
character name
starts, I
still.
think because 100 Thieves was just turning, burning the Baron, they're never
That is the
really
that is the
realistically
one
going to
thing
win
I
this
still
fight.
need to learn. Is
Nice
I
slow
need to
play there by
learn
Diggs,
the
not completely overcommit, poke him down
the
enough
character
ability, get the
names.
sleep, get the kill to execute him, and then move to get
Well,
the
we're
Drake.
back to live, and
Katie
Katie's
down
just,
again.
Katie's just gone. Ayla has been
Who's
really
Sejuani?
active on the map here,
it
moving
our
around well.
Sejuani?
Did a great job peeling Shaden off that Baron, and then again finding Katie. I feel like he has been involved in almost every single Katie death this game, and now with the Baron, they are pushing up.
I mean, Diggs got to defend. Sturdy was trying to push in that top lane turret, but it's a Baron minion with Ziggs and no Jace. He's going to have to completely abandon that split
River.
push.
I mean, their wave clear is terrible, right? So maybe the call is, you know what, we can't defend, so we're
Oh,
going
is
to have
that
to
the
give up
Appa
some of these
character?
outers. They're giving up a tier 2 bot. They lose their
The
tier 2
Appa-looking
mid, so now the
character?
gold lead is really evaporating.
That's how I
here.
think of it.
It's down
Yep,
to
yep.
100 gold. Was a couple thousand not long ago, so 100 Thieves able to really
Yeah,
close
Destiny,
the
we
gap
need
there.
we need
Shield
C9
Bow
to
completed here for Quid.
get a
He's
good
got his
hold
third
here on
item,
P2.
upgrades those boots that he already had from the feats of warfare.
It's not
Gets
looking
an
good,
FBI
though.
as well. Gets his Shadow Flame
Although they
in.
do get two.
Multiple items getting completed
Oh,
right now
but
for 100
Kleenex
Thieves.
for
They're going to be
two
feeling
on
a
the
lot
right.
better about their
Why does
position.
Beans always
and
have a
catching
different
up
jersey
with their
on?
carries on the other side.
I don't
As
know.
Dignitas had 3 items in for quite a few members already.
We might have a second to
I'm gonna
catch
give
our
my
breath
man a white
because
fleece
it's
Damn.
purple
3 minutes
jersey.
to Hextech Soul, another 3 minutes for Baron,
This is what I
and the
get
Baron buff
for
is going to be
relying on Cloud9.
leaving 100 Thieves soon.
But when is
NRG's
Elder
dead.
gonna
Fuck
spawn?
you,
That's, you know, what we
Timmy.
really need to be looking towards.
Sorry,
It's a
Destiny, I
Dignitas
know you
game.
like
Oh.
Timmy.
The slowest in the LTA
Bart
North.
got 2.
They
We're
own
staying
the
alive. They have to
4th
rotate, though.
longest games of the
game's over.
year
The
so
game's over,
far.
bro.
It's
I know,
really
it's game's
incredible
over.
Oh, okay.
what this team is
It's changed.
accomplishing.
No, it's like over,
in
over.
this
Like you're way
young
behind.
split.
Not young
It's
for
'cause
them,
I'm on
but for
Octane
most
stream.
people.
They've aged
So am I.
100
Hit it
years.
2 times.
Oh,
4 years of gameplay.
that's
over
because
these
I have it
5
on the
weeks.
TV. I never hit it
I mean,
2
it's
times when
crazy
I'm
that
on
this
the
might
TV.
be becoming your identity.
You're like
This game, to me, I'm
hit a
so much
rotate. I'm
looking
like,
at Shaden
bro,
Sturdy.
Octane already has the
Sturdy
Apex
was
stuff.
completely starved in that Renekton game, barely
It's
able
all
to
right.
stay in it.
Hopefully we have a
This
good
game,
good
he's
little break
really
here before
showing
we
up. He's stopped Sniper from being
get
able
to
to
the
take
COD
over
match.
side lanes, and it's almost
If
about
100
like
Thieves
how
can
much
clutch
pressure
up-
can he create before the team fights start.
And we
because the other
We just
side
gotta
of
make
the
something
Dignitas
happen
Kenny
pretty
is
quick.
We
getting
need to close it out in 10
completely
minutes.
picked on.
We're
We
good.
gotta
That's
make
where
something
Ayla
happen
has been
pretty fast
so
here
good
because
at playing Fog of
we are
War
definitely going to
with
be
his
watching
control
Thieves
with
and
his sweeper
Faze. That's
sneaking
probably
around
the
and
best
just teaming up
online
with
match
Quid
we're
to
gonna
get
get.
a
So
bunch of extra kills on Akani. And I think what's
definitely
keeping this
need
game
to
close, 'cause without all
tune
those
in for that
picks
one.
that 100 Thieves have found on Akani, I think this game probably ends up just snowballing in
Destiny,
Dignitas'
I need them to show the map. I don't know where 100
I mean,
Thieves
these
is.
lethality builds here, you know, that Sturdy is playing, they're high risk, high reward. You can see he's not actually that far ahead as far as the gold goes, but because a lot of these items are cheaper
Right, I'm
than
putting
what
it
we're
2
seeing
times
from
on the
Sniper,
TV, so that way
he has a
I'll
lot
be
of item
caught up.
completions, and in goes Quid. Strikebreaker pop, Ghostblade going to be used to try to get out of there. The Soul Inbound not going to be enough to kill him off, but look at that chunk, and this is the danger of
Bitches.
laning against Quid here in the late game.
Let them know.
Yone just scales like crazy, and because you build sustain,
They did our
you
IGL
can only
phony
take that
dirty,
once
bro.
and then
You
you
won
have
a
to base,
tournament.
and Beza
they
has no
included
lifesteal.
him.
Who was it?
Quid is the richest person.
Phony
in the
is our
game. So even though
IGL.
both of them are sitting on 6
Yeah, but
kills,
what team were you
I
talking
think
about?
Quid has gotten
Oh, Shopify
about 50
Rebellion.
extra CS.
Oh,
A little bit of
They
extra
were
bounty
Space
gold, so
Station
he's actually
Gaming
800
before,
gold ahead of
but
Sturdy. If
they
we
won
made
a
that
tournament with
top
Phony,
laner
and
to
then
mid laner
they
head to
dropped
head.
him.
So the kit advantages as well as the gold gap and
silly,
they were
the
gonna-
efficient
silly.
boot upgrade with the gun
I
no
watched
breeze that he has
a,
pulled off. So Quid in a position to carry this one, as is Sturdy.
damn, I
Just
was-
south
Yeah,
of zone.
and we'll
Dummy
have to see,
behind.
Tomo
This shit's
quietly
still
is
2
very
times.
rich. You know, he doesn't have the
what I'm
craziest
saying, bro.
score line, but
Yeah.
if you're committing everything to trying to kill off Shaden or
You're like,
kill
start with
Sturdy,
2,
and Tomo's hitting
gotta
like
rotate.
very,
I'm
very,
like, bro,
very
he
strong,
got-
and he's working
he's got
towards his
Apex
Jack
up.
shows, same build that we actually saw from
True.
the Varus last time around. You
The
start
worst
to get
part is the
very
quality
difficult
just
to
keeps
actually knock down.
dropping.
He has his
Like, it
terminus
can't
completed,
even-
has for quite a
it
while.
can't even
and when he gets that Jack shows
go
done,
at that speed.
if Sniper and Quid
I was
can't
that
burst him
far
down,
behind.
like if you don't take him down right off the rip,
Dragon,
he's going to have
Dragon
higher
at
sustained
35,
DPS than you
Baron
will
at
in almost all the
50.
fights.
Yeah,
Yep,
the
yep.
Ambessa, the
be
Lilia,
very
the
interesting.
Callista,
It's a lot of
all
threats.
really good against these quadra melee if they're playing these fights fights well. So I almost want to say Dignitas is a little bit ahead despite the 3 Drakes. If they don't get this Hex Tech, though, that all goes away. as now we're 20 seconds in, and they don't have good river setup, so 100 Thieves might look for a play right off the bat.
This Ziggs poke starting to hurt, though. Isles is about 20% of his health from one bomb there getting thrown in by FBI. Shock Blast getting traded back onto Quid. They do have that mid lane prio, but 100 Thieves are just going to drop it, and they are looking for Ayla. Ayla going to flash in, try to turn around on a 30. 30 flashed out to safety, but Sniper is in the back line. He's looking for Tomo. Can he actually take him down? On the other side, it's going to be Quid, and Quid gets put to sleep, but he buffers it with his
Sniper gets picked.
Go to sleep, Lilia instead.
Huge.
100 Thieves are taking over here. The GA traded out for Sniper, but Sniper does not care. Quid does not suck, and Dignitas will fall and lose the soul, and maybe even lose the game. We'll see. These respawn timers are so incredibly long. They're just going to flash in and try to take down Isles, and with that and these incredibly long respawn timers, I think
go for the win in the game.
Janet, run from it. 100 Thieves team
Yes,
fighting always arrives.
Please end the game here. We need it.
We need it to take down these turrets and win the game. They don't even go for Soul Azale. I think they have done it.
I think so too. Tomo's not up for 15 seconds. 100 Thieves. They make it exciting. They keep it close.
Oh my gosh.
And just like that,
they
need
the
switch. They turn on a dime,
minions
and
up
they
there.
take you out in the team fight. They're going to take down Dignitas 2-0 and claim their
playoffs.
We don't even miss the
We don't miss the COD match either, chat. Let's go. That's a huge win.
Okay, bye chat. We'll see you on YouTube.
That is a huge win,
I have
chat.
to shout out their team fight.
Oh my goodness.
At the very end there.
What a day, huh?
On the back end of the
What a start. We get to watch 100T League of Legends get a 2-0 victory, and now we get to jump right into LA Thieves taking on Atlanta Faze for Call of Duty. I appreciate everybody who is in the Twitch chat right now. We do have to swap over to YouTube, though, unfortunately, for Call of Duty. But we will be live over there. It's Thieves Talk on YouTube. So go swap over there if you're interested in Call of Duty. And thank you to everyone who followed today, and thank you Scarecrow for the sub. I really appreciate that. Hope to see you guys in future watch parties, and hopefully I see you guys in the YouTube chat for this upcoming match. We are going to swap over real quick, though.
I was like a frenetic
Which
two
stream
games.
are you watching?
How would
Are you watching the
describe
coach
your
stream
team's performance
on
today?
Call of Duty or Call of Duty League?
I think
I will probably swap over to the coach
considering
stream.
all week in scrims, you've actually been improving, but I think this is like the first ever time I was up like 100 CS in like a stage match. It happened in the first game, so I'm very proud of myself for that.
Not a
and
pause.
I think everyone else played
now
much
I can
better in
turn
the second
that
game,
off.
so shout out to my teammates as well for
that
that.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the Baron call, because that was kind of the most
I guess it never turned off,
factor,
because
I
it's
think,
saying
in
that
this
I've been
game
live
too,
for
that kind
40
of set you
minutes.
up for the eventual win. Who decided
it
for
wasn't,
that? Because
though,
previously you kind of just lost
I
the
pulled up
fight
your stream
around trying to secure the Drake.
on.
Wait, the Baron call in game 1 or game? Oh, game 2, right?
Don't know what's going on with that one.
I think Quid actually called
it.
it.
It has been on.
This guy's like a
Yeah, that's what I'm
assassin,
saying.
by the way. Like, he's silent
My
the
bad,
entire
Hood. I
game,
didn't even
but,
realize
like,
you were in the
he's just,
chat,
like, the
brother.
best player in the world. No glaze, of course. So
I didn't realize the YouTube stream was still going.
Hood's just been chilling.
Yeah, Hood might have just been chilling for a
It's
while.
so easy whenever he talks and
My bad, bro.
Does that mean you don't listen
this
to your other
fucker won't even talk to me.
No,
My bad, big dog.
But a lot of the time,
all right, Twitch, we will see you later.
Like,
Appreciate everybody who tuned in today.
I might be spazzing out in the comments.
Hop over to
every now
YouTube
and
if
then,
you
but
want to
he's
watch
like,
the
"Shut up,
COD match.
sniper," you know?
Hope to see you guys there.
But
Peace out.
It is very helpful because he's a pretty good teammate, but everyone else on my team is also good. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, Twitch
the last thing
is done.
I did want to talk to you about, because I feel like one of the things you've been working on personally is kind of choosing when to side lane versus choosing when to join the team.
Okay, boom. Here we go.
Dude, that shit's gotta be so awkward.
Match
So when there's a
on
tech
the
pause,
day before we get to it, it's just got play of the
in
game.
Apex,
Would
they're
be
not allowed to
like,
talk.
It's insight.
At all. Just like sitting.
Volk
Yeah,
with a
like they can't talk at all.
Was a 1v3 at back.
That's kind of ass.
Let's go with Jamie first, shall we?
This was disgusting. I mean, just like jiggle peek taps on the bomb, and then knowing one's gonna absolutely send
Okay,
it.
now I can turn this off, or I can put on
They don't want people to be like, hey, so when this unpauses, like this team is to the left, we need to fight them. Like, you can't develop strategy during a pause.
Oh, I get you.
Wait, I just realized you're not wearing a hat today.
I'm not rocking the hat today.
for your chance to win the Road to Champs giveaway.
Chat,
And join us
joke
at
his hairline.
Champs.
No, that's just
I'm
cool.
just kidding, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's just cool that you would even say that, really.
I'm kidding.
Kind of wild.
The official energy
Wild
drink
you'd
of
say
the
that.
city. Yo.
Bro, I want that trophy.
All right, I am gonna go pee real quick though before this kicks off. I'll be right back.
10 seconds, chat. Oh, sorry. I'm watching Apex. It's like a cannon. End zone.
It's more than a game. It's for all who dare to compete. It's more than a team. It's our team. It's more than a feeling. It's unwavering passion.
Fury is right behind us. I don't like this.
It's the grind that got me here. It's more than a moment. It's our legacy. One city, one stage, one
Destiny, do you ever watch Apex and when they show the map you like freak out because they look like they're right next to each other, but then when they go back they're not even close?
The 2025 Atlanta
Maybe that's
Faze
just
team
me.
pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this weapon charm that's easy as Faze. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Copyright, 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 copyright. Talk. We can't get copyrighted. He didn't mute it before he left. I don't even know what that actual song is. Me like I want to, baby. Don't you need me like I need you now? Yeah, I'm ready for the fly.
All right, we're back. Now I gotta tweet out the code.
Make him get out the way.
Make him get out the way.
Bro, our team ain't making anybody get out of the way. Got a bunch of funny gamers. Phony with one, Fury with one. Yeah, let's go, boys. Fuck you, Raza. Yeah, fuck you too, bitch.
Damn.
Obviously got the me versus draws. That probably won't ever end for the next 5 years. Let's boost this up.
I have no respect for him. I'm not gonna fist bump him. This guy is begging for fist bumps. 3 times in a row. You think I'm gonna fist bump you the 4th time? Come on.
Fist bump him? Like.
Those guys are fraud. Reverse sweep. It's easy.
Guy?
Welcome back to the biggest match of the weekend. It's Atlanta Faze taking on LA Thieves. Major 1 and 2 champs versus Major 3 champs and 2 of the highest paid salaries in the game. Let's take a look at our squads. And Ali, can we start? Thieves are on top right now. And for the first time since MW19, they are in the lead of the regular season. Atlanta Faze is in a 2 spot that they're not used to.
They are, but they are also in a weird spot.
Honest
where
though,
maybe some questions still
if
being raised
us
in
and
Search
Faze
Destroy.
stay in the
They've
1 and
lost
2
3 in
spot,
their
that would be
last 5, last
perfect
30
because then we
days.
wouldn't
Now,
have to face
one
each
of
other
those do
until
come to the Vancouver Surge, and 2 come
winners
from
finals.
the Miami Heretics
That's true.
yesterday. But on the flip side, like,
champs.
they have the deepest
Yeah.
map pool in the league. They are disgusting at hardpoint
Not a
game
bad
control,
shout.
and still overall in the season a top 3 team. So for them, this is a big hurdle
Why
to
is my
jump as they
YouTube
want to
chat,
move forward
like,
to maybe
on-
going back-to-back heading into DreamHack.
Yeah, haven't played since Major 1. This is the big question with the Thieves team is can they overcome and beat this Atlanta Faze roster? And, you know, you talk about the Search and Destroy, it's still unbelievably good. I mean, they lost, what, round 11, round 10. They're winning majority of those. And then you got to look at, like, Rewind getting at it. They like that map. They feel extremely comfortable on it. The map pool for them is so good to the point where they can, like, play around with map vetoes, even in a series against
oh my God, there's
Atlanta
so many
Faze. Like,
fights
they
going
have the
on.
advantage on every single hardpoint map. LA Thieves are in a great spot.
Thieves, kings of hardpoint
Okay,
right now.
top
But
8,
Faze is
nice.
going to steal the double weight tonight like they did at Major 1. How do they get it done, Alicat?
Cleaning up their hard points. This is going to be the struggle for them in this series, and they're going to need them. I don't believe Faze will win this in a 3-3-5 versus the current LA Thieves team, and they're on a 4 hard point loss streak right now. Again, all 4 of those are 2 Vancouver Surge and Miami Heretics, but going up against LA Thieves, where hard point's been kind of their front runner game mode since these 2 teams have been matching up, they're going to have to get it through the finish line.
And these guys all have rings. They've got $6 million banked since the start of the CDL.
$6 million
and Atlanta
banked
isn't
since they
done. Today they're
oh my
playing
God.
for 10
That's
points
insane.
and to tie LA Thieves at the top of the regular season leaderboard.
Yeah, you know, while they've struggled in hardpoint in certain areas, like in this matchup, they like it. I mean, Draza has played so well up against Scrap. And
He brings extra fire.
He brings the extra fire every time, and they just know what's sitting across from them and how they have to approach the game to win. And you're talking about the Tiny Terrors in this specific matchup in Search.
Okay,
they
now
have
we
a
gotta get
1.34
this
and a
COD tweet
1.38,
out.
Chris. The Tiny Terrors and
out of there.
S&D have been unbelievable up against the LA Thieves, and on the flip side of that, they have effectively shut down Envoy and Hydra in this particular matchup. So those 2 guys have risen to the occasion, and in my opinion,
Yo, I'm
will be
getting
the
ads in the
difference here
Apex
if
stream. It's
Atlanta
top
Faze wins to take
5.
All right, Ali, I just asked production to give
That's
me this
brutal.
screen because I need you to pick one. You can say top or bottom. We're going
Oh.
left to right. Draws or Scrap, top or bottom?
Scrap.
Abizi or Hydra?
Hydra.
Envoy or
Bumps
Sim?
are in. I'm hitting the 2 times.
Celium or Ghosty?
Ghosty.
You're on Mars.
I'm going with Celium, the player who's never been outside the number 1 KD spot because he starts on Rewind. We're going to see him up protocol and then red card for our 3rd respawn.
Yeah, so you know, interesting coming into this one. You know, 3-1
Destiny, you're
LA
always
Thieves on
you're
the
always
Rewind,
gonna
but it's all
remind
on
me of
stage
that,
one, so
huh?
We haven't seen it in a while.
Top 5,
But they're
top 5,
comfortable
top
there.
5.
And then
Let's go, boys.
I actually thought coming into
One of
this,
quad is dead.
that Thieves
Oh,
would
we got another
potentially
kill.
get rid of red card. Given they're undefeated on it, it's just Atlanta Faze's best hardpoint map as well. So Thieves are just thinking, hey, anything
No,
you
we
can
got
do,
shit
I can do
on.
better.
All right,
We're going
it's
to
all
square
good.
up
First
with
game,
you
top
on the
5.
red card, and we're just going to beat you there.
I really wanted to pick
Oh my God,
Atlanta
Alliance
Faze
is
today.
farming us.
But Thieves
Yeah?
are so passing
How
the vibe check
are you guys
right
gonna
now.
say that? And then you're
Hydra
gonna pick LA
is
Thieves?
in the sun. He is smiling. I'm going LA Thieves today.
I'm going with LA Thieves as well.
Copycat.
They've just shown me too much. I'm not.
Let's go.
You copy me too?
Yeah, I'm going with Atlanta Faze in this series. I think they win.
They all right? AF fans or LA? Back to our casters.
Has to be that
Final
word.
match of the
That has
night.
to be
I mean, we need
This is gonna
ourselves a
be good
Thieves
one.
win
I mean,
today.
we've been waiting for this.
We do
one
not
for
wanna go down
so
0-2.
damn long. They've avoided each other for so long, and go figure. The next time they meet since that final is here in a Major 4 qualifier match. Seems odd, but that's what we got, Jay.
Yeah, I know, it's tough, man, because obviously everyone is waiting for this battle at all times. When Atlanta Faze win championships, at least in Major 1, they did it by getting through the Thieves. When Thieves won their championship, they didn't have to cross paths with Atlanta Faze, but people just want to see this matchup every single time.
All right, we got ourselves a Rewind HP for the first time since it's been added back.
Are like test outs for both teams. Like LAT, they haven't played it since stage 1. Atlanta, they played it a couple times here, took a tough loss versus Vancouver. But you just want to try to extend the map pool if you're Atlanta, because Protocol out the mix, that was your best HP. You need to add another one to make your hardpoint game somewhat compatible with this.
I didn't realize how short most of them were. I mean, I don't think they're actually 5 foot nothing, but
that one should be a fun one. But the last 3
they're not
matches are
very
absolute
tall.
square ups. This should
They are
be
not
and I'm going to be
very
devastated
tall
if it
by
doesn't
any
at least go 5.
Here we go.
Well, at least go 5. At most, it would go 5. Let's see what we got. Atlanta Faze, LA Thieves, #1 and #2.
This was the Thieves map to start the season off,
but
so
this match unavoidable. Let's get it on.
let's see if we can
look at solid in their opener. And I
throw
will
that
say,
again.
Mentioned, the Protocol hardpoint being out of the mix is a soft spot for Atlanta's hardpoint.
Thieves did like to say that this was one of the more like straightforward hardpoint maps.
Their first loss on this map, 244-250.
Oh yeah, a 6-point game. Sellium,
3 dead.
Insane
Here we
play
go.
to break them down at the end of that
I'm gonna turn
hardpoint.
it up a little
But that
bit.
was
It
4
does seem
months
a
ago.
little quiet.
Now we got to try to continue to do that here, and at least if you're Atlanta Faze, you soak up 16 seconds off of that P1. But now the battle for the P2 spawns with Sip hitting this long route needs to work.
Yep,
Romano in the house.
Catches Ghosty for 1, also backs
Hey,
up
what's up,
on Void,
Romano?
who's there to meet him
Yes, sir. Yes,
very
sir.
nicely. So we open up towards P2. Atlanta trying to run through Burger
the
Street.
white and black
And an
is
off
so
spawn for
clean for
Hydra
LA
will have him kind of choose to make a decision on how he wants to play this cutoff. And with those eliminations,
I would love an
coming through,
all-white
he's
jersey
just going to sit his
with
ground,
just
wait a
black
little
lettering.
longer. He knows his teammates are
Yeah,
going to
I think
but
that would
Atlanta
be
respond nicely.
fire.
Even though Thieves have the setup that they
there we
want,
go.
they're still not able to get into the time
2
until
piece for
right
Dill.
Yeah, they just wanted to stabilize around the back end. Okay, now that our spawn is cleared out, we can put all our focus towards the front. Thieves take the lead by a slight margin, but there's still a lot of time to fight for here at P2. How do Atlanta decide to set up on their break? Sellium from the front finds the opening. Draza slides through the side door. It's already 3 dead. Hydra last man standing on this side. Yeah, he's
I
just
could be shooting with the aim sometimes.
Yeah, and again, just kind of reflecting off of how Atlanta played this map versus Vancouver yesterday. Really tight battle, just a couple of swing moments, a couple of 1v1s that go Vancouver's way that really just kind of bounce Atlanta out of some of their setups. But so far, so good for FaZe in terms of how they've been able to break in towards P2. And now with Easy working on rotation back towards 3, there's a chance, yeah, with the cutoff man happening from Draza at mid, that Atlanta could actually win the foot race over
Nice.
Oh yeah, this is massive
Give me
because
one more.
Atlanta versus Vancouver could not find success from this P3 to P4 chain, and we know how impactful it is to get both of those hard points on your side because you can blow the game wide open. Atlanta effective trades through the middle of the map, still holding on to the HP, still have the spawns that they want, but Hydra trying to contest early on through midcourt.
Yeah, Draza turning up here 10-4, selling off of a 7 spree. I know Ant is looking right at Alley's direction in the green room saying, you picked Cell? Or Ghosty over Cell? You're crazy for that.
Yeah.
Cell able to have another 3-piece here, 61-29. And Easy trying to open up some space through Burger. Not quite able to do it. Maybe a chance here for Thieves to contest late.
Yeah, they can contest it, but there's still the battle for the spawns. You can see how safe Atlanta
Are we
going to
kill Draza?
Sellium plays it way too safe that he actually falls out the map, and that might come back to bite you because spawns now get a little split, but thankfully, Abizi's able to line up 1 kill at the right time. 2 players spawn right next to you. Atlanta Faze is still able to hold on to the spawns for this money hill at P4.
Yeah, there just is an AR difference right now. I mean, it's easy to point to when you're looking at a combined 27 and 10 for the ARs of Atlanta Faze. Right on the other side, Ghosty just 5 and 11, Scrap serviceable at 9 and 8. But it's just all these long range battles.
we need Dan to pick it up a little bit here.
Their SMGs running wild over
we're
the
just getting
Thieves at the
so
moment.
unlucky with these
87-39,
cars.
opportunity here for Thieves to try to break things open, but Abizi slip and slide and try to kill some time as Scrap comes in for the contest.
Nice.
But no, there is no trade. There's something to say.
2-piece
Sip was
Scrap.
right there, but not able
Oh, inspirational buffer here.
to find the kill, and now it's on the Cell, and he's going to get crossed up. Nice moment here for Thieves.
Yeah, you're still here though. If you're Atlanta, you just need to win a gunfight through the middle side of the street, but every single player from the Thieves will want an extra AR because those are the preferred weapons here at the P4 money hill. You're able to find a break, keep yourself into this game. Atlanta Faze versus Vancouver, though, this P5 was their go-to. Abizi is just so hard to keep track of, and this generator side, they have the full setup, and they also find
I'll still have your chat up and your stream up, but I'm gonna have to
gunfights turning in favor of Atlanta.
turn it off so I can watch the Pacers game.
For LA. That's
Yeah,
really
you're good.
on just Ghosty just holding a
Hey, no
position.
worries, Romano.
Can't do too much with this over the top of the new
Yeah,
hill.
unfortunately, we
Draza
weren't
will
able to get the dub
opportunity now starting to
yesterday.
brew for Thieves, and they're trying to work for
Really
both
didn't
sides at the same time.
didn't
And
look
it's
like the
working out
best
pretty nicely
version
in this
of
moment.
ourselves,
Easy.
I would say.
Last one really standing. He's got to have a little bit of help from Selly, but he's just rough with the pistol. Might be good enough. And it is a double from Cell. 21 and 7, 3 in a row. Trophy
So
system
Simp is
down.
4 and
Faze
13,
running it
and
up.
we're just getting fried by Cell. Like,
so far from Atlanta, a team who has been
can we shoot back,
phenomenal in
please?
rotations basically the entire year. You throw them on a map like Rewind, to where if you're winning rotations, you're going to stand a pretty good chance at dominating all of these hard points. You're currently up by 70. Atlanta, no, we have this in the bag. Let's step aside and go to listen it with the boys in red.
Yeah. I mean, Dan is 7 and 17. Yeah, Romano, Thieves were the best team on this map. Apparently, we forgot how to play it. Although our hard point didn't look great yesterday either, so.
6 months.
What's running? Maybe all hit. Chip. Nice more mid door. I am mid door. Mid door 10. We can time. Go there. Weak. Mid door. One shot close mid on you. Nice. Mid door still. Weak trap. Blue. Wrap it left. Right side. Two there. I got right. Okay, what she will note? Yeah, I don't know the stage thing. I spawned here. I left. Stage come. I stunned in blue. Blue scrap. Left. One shot in new scrap. Yeah, blue. Last blue. They're gonna spawn on hill. Fly, dumpster fly. It might be. Yeah.
You see our arrows literally?
Yeah, we just look lost. Okay.
Guns warm.
I mean, this is the thing that concerns me though is we should be beating Faze in hardpoint. I feel like.
Well, you have 14 and 21, 15 and 22, 12 and 22.
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting. I mean, it's really Celium. Like, Celium is just absolutely shitting on everybody.
I'm hitting the right side. Just running in front of you. Deep right, MC. He wanted to deep right. Hey, what's me on you? Actually, hold me. I'm trying to shout.
60, these next two hills, it's tiger.
Holy beatdown. Cell is Mr. Untradeable right now. 32 and 12, calling in the Hellstorm. Able to get scrap onto the new time, and it's just Atlanta from start to finish, top to bottom.
Yeah, Ghosty over this guy, you are insane, Big Al. 35 and 13. Celium is dictating.
Bro, Abizu literally only decides to shoot his fucking gun when he plays with Thieves, and it pisses me off.
You breached that 200-point mark. Finally, Thieves are going to breach the 100-point mark.
I have him on my damn fantasy team, and he does absolutely fuck all for me until he plays the Thieves.
They finally have themselves a moment where they can stabilize, win the rotation over towards P4 to sort of get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, look at this call right here for Atlanta. An early chalk and rotate decision here over towards Gens, showing you the importance of trying to get into this hard point first. Sell the one, trying to make sure no one rotates through mid-street, and eventually Atlanta able to clean things up and also find a little bit of scrap time. So it's just catching Thieves through the middle of the map. And now BZ scaling forward.
Yeah, we have.
Trying to get across. No, not quite able to get all the way there though. LA holding on from the back looks nice.
We damn near got 100-point club yesterday.
Space over through the backside of Dumpster, and Hydra's in his way. Nade pushes him out, but Scrap's there for help. And okay, LA starting to heat up a little bit.
Keep the guns hot going into the next map.
Pressure through the mid map might be too much. At least Envoy is able to take care of Abizi. I thought Abizi got the jump on him, but thankfully Draws is there to find trades.
Nobody's watching his pinch for him.
Thankfully Scrap is able to find the kill for both of his teammates. They still spawn right next to this HP.
Bro.
But you leave it opening, and Mr. Chris Slayer, who is everywhere, is able to find 3 spawns flip, and Atlanta could still win here.
It's just wild.
Dude, the problem is we always start off so fucking slow against Faze. That's literally why we lose the series half the time.
Just create some pressure on the pitch.
Like, we start off terrible and then we keep it close like the rest of the way. If we could just come out better in a map 1, we would be fine.
Taking care of one Envoy, not going to get there to touch, and that is a slammage by Atlanta in map 1.
Oh, and I'll tell you right now, that's a map that you probably don't want to play them on ever again. Because for a team who has been basically the best rotation team throughout the entire season, even with all of their struggles in hardpoint, you win rotations on Rewind, you're going to stand a pretty good chance of setting up properly and dominating the game. You're consistently playing from the back foot, though, if you are the Thieves. Not winning rotos. You're fighting gunfights that are a lot tougher. When you go from that P3 to P4 chain and your ARs need to challenge these gunfights to the middle of the street, yeah, you're wide in the open. Atlanta got cars, they got head glitches, they got everything that they want because they set themselves up for it, for a squad who has been struggling
Yesterday,
recently.
I literally had a perfect day of all the teams I follow.
That was a totally different beast there in map 1.
Except for
it really was. And just look at the numbers
point,
from Cell. 39 and 17, 32 non-traded, 15 in the objective, and a minute 33 tallied in the hill. Not top damage. That
I need to throw my fucking jersey on?
Is that the problem? Was able to help him out at 28.
Do I need to throw my white jersey on?
The fact of the matter is that was just AR dominance, and like it just kind of reminds me
if we
of
win
like,
the next map.
This is a weird throwback, but it kind of reminds me how Atlanta used to play Bacage back in the day in Vanguard, where they pulled out 3 ARs to certain hills and just locked down lanes. Same situation here. Just don't allow Thieves to rotate ever because you're never able to hold on to the outer backside street or over towards Burger Alley.
Yeah, it's just because these gunfights, you prefer an AR. Like, it's as simple as that. These gunfights are long distance. You got head glitches, and then when you're winning every single rotation, the guys are going to run right in front of you. So it's a whole lot easier to whip out that extra AR. Maybe 4 at times to dominate some of these hills on rewind. But for a squad in Atlanta, like I said, I've been struggling in hardpoint, trying to expand their map pool in this game mode, and they might have just found the perfect map for them.
Yeah. You got to keep in mind this head-to-head battle between these two teams, as much as the rivalry has been built up by the narrative of the trash talk largely, it has been Atlanta who have owned the edge in this matchup, 3-1 against them. Again, the series have been tremendously close, including a couple of map 5s and that, of course, that map 7 affair back in Major 1 Grand Finals. But this hardpoint game flow has been one of the most convincing that we've seen between these two. Up
Faze
until I think Thieves when they first played, like smoked Atlanta on Vault hardpoint, but outside of that, this has been a tremendous battle, but anything but
except for the first minor
map number 1 as we look towards dealership.
I think Toronto won the first minor.
Dealership should be a fun one. Another map where both squads want to add it to their map pool. It's a 1-2 record for Atlanta, a 3-2 record for LA. LA have a lot more of dominant wins on this map.
At least I don't think so.
6-1s at times. Their
I thought Faze did not win the
continuously
minor.
are getting lost. The one mishap that they had at the major is when they were just getting caught. Like, it's as simple as that. Island players getting too aggressive.
My crazy chat
angles. You decide to run it back the same exact.
I thought Faze lost
Vancouver
the minor
again, and were able to make the proper adjustments.
But they won
versus
the
Atlanta
majors.
Faze, and also an Atlanta Faze who starts up 1-0 in the series. You best believe they're going to be running at you with the utmost confidence here on dealership.
Yeah, and the thing about it is,
like,
whenever the Destroy has really, I think, been a staple of them in tight series versus great teams.
Whenever
that's been the case. I think, you know, when you look at this matchup in particular, obviously you reflect back on all 3 Search and Destroys in that best of 7 going the way of Atlanta.
Yeah.
But even when they've played up against teams like Vancouver,
I don't think I really
for
watched
instance,
that.
the reason they win those series are because of what they do.
I
with the
swear,
Search
I
and
thought
Destroy.
Toronto
So
did.
I think the other thing about this matchup is kind of giving an edge to LA in the control. Atlanta has to be good in Search. Like, you just have to. And I think that's the thing that's really kind of carried them over the edge of this squad throughout the entirety of the year, because you look at the head-to-head.
All right, need to have a good dealership.
5-3 is the current tally in searches, but you know, those have again been map 5, map 7 affairs.
Yeah, and if you're Atlanta, you talk about Search and Destroy with this kind of roster, they have been probably the best Search and Destroy trio for like 6 years now before adding Jaws into the lineup. They are never worried about the S&D game mode. You might come out lackluster, but once those mid-round adjustments start to come on in, they know how to read the map pretty damn well. But if you're Atlanta, the adjustments that you need to make now on dealership is to try to find some success at this A site. They're one of the only teams that we have in the CDO who have more success at B and barely any success at A, when the teams that are dominant on dealership find a lot of success at the A sites. They're able to withstand all the car bombs, the RCs, whatever the hell is getting thrown at you on that side of the map. Atlanta need to figure it out on their attacks if they want to add this tremendously to their map pool. When you take a look at the standings, these guys are head-to-head. The two best teams that we have in the game, 10 points separating them both.
Yeah, our only 2 champions that we've had to this point, whether that be minors or majors. But again, they've eluded each other in a lot of those runs. successfully since back in Major 1. And it does feel like an inevitability that these two teams will meet, but when you've got teams like Vancouver and Toronto,
I just
and,
hate too that we'll lose to these guys by like one round. Like in
this may
the
be
major, we lost
one of the last
to them
times we get a chance to see
by
these
one
teams
round.
squad up and play up against one another.
And then
that's
they
the
go on
interesting thing,
to
is like,
win
you
the
look
next
at number
major
one, number
too,
two in the
and it's
standings.
like,
This is a
dude, we
qualifier
could've-
match.
we
And
could
you
have
think
won
these guys
the
are locked
fucking
for
first
playoffs.
major, and we
There's
were
not
not
much
even
that really
playing that
separates
great.
them, how much
Like,
you really put into this, but I think the rivalry being one part, but also just wanting to put yourself in the best
I
position
swear, I
possible
feel like half the time
to
we just
be
beat
in the winner's
ourselves.
bracket for Major 4 is huge for both these two squads, especially considering the results of this weekend to this
I
point.
feel like when these guys are on, it's
thankfully
like
Atlanta,
nobody's really able to beat them, but
Vancouver, LAT trying to respond.
they end up just like making
Miami.
silly mistakes.
You don't want to be 0-2. You'd rather be stuck at 1-1. Last 5 search and destroys for Atlanta Faze. Even though a lot of them have length and distance. I feel like every time we watch Atlanta, they can go down 5-2.
All right, come on, boys.
5-3.
Yep,
But they're always
Tie it
forcing
up.
round 11 just because how good they are in this mode. But already into the dealership, LA Thieves on the attack. No trophy system, so we're taking a slow approach.
Well, Envoy's actually going to just toss his names and say,
Scrap.
oh,
Good
no
job,
one's here.
buddy.
Let me get some space taken away. Sell for first blood, though, on to Scrap. That's at mid.
You're ahead of
Easy
me
just holding,
again.
maybe waiting for an opportunity to pinch, and Simp is just
'cause I
playing for
keep getting
contact that day.
fucking
I don't think he's
buffers
actually
out of my
seen how
mind.
far forward Envoy's gotten, though. So this could be, something that Envoy and the rest of LA Thieves could really use to their advantage, trying to break up this post-plant retake.
Nice.
And there's the first blood already coming through. No second, though. And now it's just on to
throws
Ghosty.
life away?
Yeah, Ghosty left in a 1v3. Atlanta with the numbers just swarm their way back into the play. Even when we thought Envoy had the jump on him, Simp doesn't fully commit on that
Pause
long
button,
route. He was just
Bill.
waiting
Hit a
to get
pause
somewhat
button.
close to his teammates before they start to engage any gunfights. Everyone in the right position to find the trades off of the back of that first blood. Atlanta Faze first on the map.
Yeah, exactly, Destiny. We were literally one round away from
it is kind of looking at how they've played this map, LA
being the one to
I
have 2
thought it
major
was
wins on the
very
year.
revealing when they played it against Miami initially, and I was sitting there like, wow, because I remember at the major I was really impressed.
And the
with how
worst
Miami
part
played this
is,
map, but
like,
Thieves
a lot of
6-0'd them, and I was
people
like, oh, okay,
obviously
never mind.
are kind of
But
upset
then
with
a couple of
Hydra about
Qualifiers,
his like
well,
underground
really
hit
the
in
one
round
Qualifier
11,
versus
which I don't
Vancouver
necessarily love either.
has things kind of looking
But
to see how
the
LA
one
are
that's
gonna
even
modify
more egregious to
after
me
they
was
had
we let
lost one of the
Draza
two
get
matches on
3
this
by
map.
running down mid-map.
1-6 tally. Opening contact through mid, not going to come through. Nade cooked. Abizi will find some damage, but can't push out. It's Simp instead, who finds first blood again on the Scrap.
Oh, you just give up mid-map control on Atlanta Faze. Once BZ just cracks the door open, realize, okay, there's nobody here. We can work this objective over towards B, and now you'll also find the first blood to go with it. So man advantage. Gonna put this bomb down. You got Cellium watching everything on the flank angle. But Envoy is potentially gonna try to line one up for free until his teammates get into play.
The thing is, this double setup here for Faze and this post plant is made safe by Simp still watching mid-map.
Oh, nice nade.
And Cell watching the long pinch, so you've got an SMG setup here. But nice nades through mid. Can't stop that. And now here comes Envoy, trying to move forward, not going to be able to. Cellium also deals with one over to the middle of the map.
Nobody's got me, Dan
Ghosty
Ghosty
tagged
got
it from
me.
both sides, and he's just going to be played with here. Has to make a move. Is going to have to make it quickly. Sees Draza on the exit. This is a good call to try to hop it. Draza, though, I believe, has seen it, and that's an easy follow-up for him with a little bit extra at the end.
Oh, perfect game plan again from Atlanta. Take the map away, take the first blood, realize there's no 1% towards score. Just bomb immediately had to sight. That's where we find the most success here on dealership. But they saw from LAT. Essentially break their way back in was beautiful. Yeah, you find that opening kill onto a BZ.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things in that.
I know
in
for
that
teams that
series
struggle on
the
retakes at
Thieves
that
could have
B
done
site,
better, and
that's
they would have
something
won.
you're
But
definitely going to jot down into your notebook. We need to steal that.
whatever.
I think with
the thing about that
any
is, again,
series,
like,
you can play the what if game a
the
million
nade kill
times.
is
So
good,
just
but I
drive
just
you
don't
nuts.
think you expect there to be 2 players on top of that bomb still. Plus,
What's
you still
your
have Cell.
timer at the top?
23,
holding a very
22,
passive angle through
21,
mid.
20.
Make sure that cross is still made safe. So 2-0 up.
Oh, you're ahead.
I just got a buffer,
Thieves
so
quickly back to
15,
A.
14.
Did they get a free plant? This has been voluntarily elected to be given away by Faze, though. Looking to play for retake. Nades over the top, starting to come through. Cars blowing up. Hydra, though, still alive, but does get blinded. Draza actually takes that into a second.
How does he get 3? What the fuck are we doing?
Last one, and he will with a lot extra. I'm sure after that point, the
Straight
full
up.
ace
How
and
the fuck
6 in
does
a
he
row
just
for
get
Draza.
4 there?
And I love the way that Atlanta are playing this. That's 2 times now on defense where they're just like, you guys can take
no
care of
worries,
it. We
Romano.
have no problem playing for
Yeah,
the retake.
it's not looking good for us either way.
It works
so.
out to their favor because they keep all the stuns and their nades in the back pocket. You shoot the trophy systems out.
Great. Now I'm gonna have Faze fans who are gonna be all up in my fucking chat after this.
Else is weak. And then Draza,
Can't
the
wait.
CEO,
It's gonna be sick.
able to line up the ace there. and lick his fingers because that's just way too easy there for the king.
And you know he's
Apex
coming.
stream.
Give me this last one. He
Dead
knows
ass.
it's scrap. What a start here for Atlanta.
At this point,
they dominate the opening hard point, and they're flawless thus far through 3 rounds of the search and destroy, with the RC already earned. Hellstorm close for draws, and a little bit of a split of the map here for Atlanta. Going to take a patient approach on this 4th round attack.
Yeah, just going to slow it down. Allow the Thieves to essentially try to take some space away, but now we're going to invest the RC car. Information gained that they are aggressive up in through courtyard.
trying to not be negative, but I can't fucking stand losing the Faze.
If you are LA, Scrap finds the first blood.
Draza in a little bit of trouble, but is able to sneak away, keep his life. Cell trades out. Abizi over through mid-map, but the 2 ARs for Faze.
He's just gonna play. Is he gonna play
remote
for
right
this?
now, as they don't have a bomb to work with in this 2v3.
Did we see that they drop bomb?
I think if you're Draza, though, you're most likely just playing your life.
I think so.
Really
Scrap
close
might
to
have
earning
when he
yourself
killed him.
that Hellstorm.
Absolutely.
We know how impactful that can be, so just have Celium try to bait and switch with you, find a kill, earn that streak. But with 30 seconds left, we're just busting out shots through the courtyard.
All right,
Draza
yes,
doesn't
all right,
find
no
a kill.
Hellstorm,
Now
we're good.
Celium,
This is where we come back.
You're simply going to run out of
All
ammo.
right,
there we go.
Yep. Secure the defense.
Here we go.
Got a round on the board.
Good response there from Thieves. And I was actually kind of curious to see that the RC was called there, of all things. I mean, obviously, we've seen the chain reaction effect that it has over towards the defensive side at A, but
we need the
there's
energy.
a way to kind of essentially check if
Second team place
LA
died.
are pulling
We're
in
in
the front
5th.
doors of Arches. Feels like
Could be
that
big.
would have been maybe well served by just throwing a stun first, but
No, we can still hate
it
draws.
gets called. It doesn't really find much
We
effectiveness,
appreciate
and
his
LA get on the
efforts.
board.
Now he can go fuck
Yeah,
himself.
thankfully the stun is able
Well-
to connect onto the player in the side room.
I mean, I don't hate Draza.
Scrap has the
I still
advantage
like
in that first
Draza.
opening duel.
I just hate that we have to
Secures the
fucking
first
lose
team
to
and
him.
then
That's
backs
what
out,
I
keeps the
hate.
numbers on their side. Able to shut down a slow approach from Atlanta Faze, but now they go back on defense.
I respect
They
him
have
because he's
given up this
good
A site
and
every
like he
single
backs up
round.
his
They
shit
are
talk,
allowing
but
you to plant this bomb, and they're playing for that
I
retake.
just fucking hate that we lose
The
to
thing about
him
it is, like,
all the fucking time.
Thieves are sitting there like, we really don't want to plan. Not until some nades start to come over the top. But now the defense may have a chance to contest you from even planning in the first place. We'll see if patience pans out.
trade.
Opening
Get
trades
out.
come through. 3v3. And
Damn, did he just
Scrap
burp in the mic?
and the rest of the team are essentially just going to default to waiting to see if Hydra can find timing.
He got spotted.
Oh,
Yeah, Sally was
we're
able to
not
spot
even
him on the
clearing
cross,
out
set
that
up that
corner.
fence to find that kill. Now Sip has the last one weak, and Sally
I feel like
able
we
to
just
be the closer
overcommit the
on
shit.
the
Like,
round.
it's like somebody will
Atlanta
start
again
shooting and we're
just
like, we have to
prepared for
kill
that
this guy,
retake
and then we
over
just
at the
tunnel
site.
vision
This
that,
time the
and
bomb
then
doesn't get planted. They strike
like
for the first blood.
somebody else
Instantly
comes out and
respond
gets
to
the
making it
trade.
a 3v3, but then they just catch Hydra. Trying to make an individual
And I swear
play,
it
setting up the
always
pinch through the
happens
middle of
against
the map,
FaZe.
Selling and playing
Like,
safe.
their
In the
teamwork
back
is
of
too
his spawn
good.
spots him, gives the comm to his
we
teammates, they
spot
find that
somebody,
kill, keep the numbers on their side.
we
and
cannot tunnel vision them.
Effective on the trades allows them to be the last man standing.
I didn't hear
Atlanta
it.
Faze. I
He
don't know
did.
what it
He
is.
burped
Like,
mid-
whenever they play against
like
LA,
mid-comms.
they're just a whole different roster. It's like
it feels like
matchups are such a big thing,
That's
and they
insane.
know that when they play this squad, they gotta be on their best stuff, and they're showing it so far.
Well, the other thing about this, and I imagine Ant's going to want to talk
At
about
least
this.
he's
in
not doing the
desk, it's
dishes well.
If Atlanta's defense
While
can
trying to
continue to
cast
play
the
this
map.
3-1 split and just trust that nades can stop any play towards A early, I just don't know how you beat that outside of staggering
Bro, this
trophy systems if
Destiny,
you're LA.
this challengers team,
We'll see. They're going to get one more
ALQ
chance
or
at least on playing the offensive round.
Whatever the
As
fucking
Atlanta
team name
looking
is,
to just
are
double up over through
disgusting.
mid. Good first from Envoy. That's fine. 3v3, and Thieves are going to move through the map and take the pinch point.
Yeah, they're getting super aggressive on the pinch, so it's on Scrap.
Got in no man's land.
Get
Get out, just get out, just get out.
He's able to do that at least for now. Sip is still trying to locate where he is.
Why are
Thankfully,
we not
Draza
just
finds
getting
him.
out of the
2v2,
play?
But Draza might get isolated.
Yeah, that's a really good heads-up play there from Thieves on that long pinch.
All right, Hydra
Now
gets
they
the
will
kill,
have
whatever.
lost
We're up in
Simp in the
numbers.
process.
Oh, he's dead.
They'll
We gotta
see
go
that.
nuts. No.
And Simp says, well, if Ghosty's here, I'm sure Hydra's also nearby as well. Looking to see if he can catch someone on the cross. And then maybe could just re-wrap this back to B. Yeah, he's looking to see if anyone's going to rotate back through the main dealership over towards A. Not the case, and the timing's going to work out for him to get a post plant.
Yeah, but it all depends on how fast he's going to decide to put this bomb down, because already the Thieves are on their way back over towards the B side.
Nice.
Hydra
Cap.
turns the corner at the right time.
It's another
And
round.
LA able to secure their second round of the
God,
map.
these guys just like to fucking
They find
stress
the
me
first one
out,
through the
huh?
middle. They make it instantly a 3v3. And then it's all on Scrap. Just individually over here at the B site in the courtyard. Wins the one-on-one. is almost able to get out with his life, but at least stalls time for his teammates to get back into the play. So they kept the numbers on their side, able to tally their second round, but now they go on the offense where they just haven't been able to figure it out on their A pushes.
Yeah, if they continue, okay, they're not going to go that way this time. Trophy system is really safe deep. They play a bit of an island, I suppose. I mean, that trophy's not going to touch any defensive nades from Faze. Envoy's going to show force by trying to make a play up towards and through A. And this is the right idea. You know, it's the same nades coming through, at least initially for Faze, but they're not hard rotating this time. I don't know if they caught intel that LA are showing presence at B or not, but this is not the same rotation from Atlanta. They're sticking to their guns here at B.
But that nade connecting onto Envoy, now you start to move around if you are Atlanta. Knowing that the play is going to be over towards this A side. A lot of nades already invested. Envoy and Hydra and Ghosty watching over them. On a setup after this post plant. How do Atlanta decide to approach it?
And this may have been just enough finagling for Thieves' offense to give them a chance. RC makes its way through
He's
the
getting
side.
blooded every time. Stop playing that spot.
AR's lighting things up for Thieves.
Okay, we get the trades though.
To finish off Draza for what will likely be the last kill needed, as Simp does not have a chance to get back in. Okay, much better there for Thieves.
I don't like him playing that spot.
Again,
it's like a
work
one
out
and
that
done,
Faze
but if he
defense.
gets
Don't
fucked,
allow
now
them
we're
to get
down
the easy
man.
prediction.
Yeah,
I think it's just because he can deal a lot of damage there. Like, even if he doesn't get the kill, he gets a lot of damage, so that way Ghosty or Scrap can get the trades.
Make sure no one is going to be impacted by it.
I don't necessarily love that every time, but I think he's in a better position than where he
ARs were in the proper spots to find trades.
You know,
able to secure the round there. Finally, an attacking round for LA. 2 runs in a row now. Put us into the swing round.
Critical one here for Thieves, and they are going to continue to play this battle over to the middle of the map. Abizi's the one responsible.
I have no
for it.
idea
he
what
sees
that
one
means.
slide through come out, and he's in trouble. Puts himself into a corner. You can see Atlanta not committing onto A. They have to play for trades they can, but as things come to a bit of a pause, now Atlanta can get their focus on trying to get this bomb planted.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the nades to get invested, though. And do Thieves time this perfectly to slide out and potentially child the site, because you can find the opening first time, but bomb does get planted.
Okay. No, he can't, because the car is destroyed.
Planting, though.
Get the trade. Nice. There we go.
Nice. Help from Ghosty's also out there to service it, and that is a perfect retake from Thieves. A flawless round, and we're tied at 4.
Yeah, just way too clean right there from the Thieves.
We're back to 4
Atlanta,
apiece.
They're thinking, okay, I can just get this bomb down. Once we get the bomb planted, then we can start to reposition ourselves. But as soon as that bomb gets planted, Simp instantly falls, and then Draza is forced to try to make up in the numbers situation. It's just every single play from the Thieves was retaking from their spawn. No one working on pinches. They knew that they had the numbers once they initially strike for that first kill.
9 times out of 10. Actually, I don't think I need to ask a Canadian about this.
Make them weak.
I think it's because
and a beautiful retake there.
The
from
liberal
Thieves.
government in Canada doesn't do jack all.
You can see Thieves energetically.
It's usually like conservative government in Canada all the time.
Again, they had the response in the last offense to what Atlanta has been throwing at them every single round, which is a 3-1 split off. They're not going to get the same thing here, though. And Atlanta looking to get aggressive in through mid. Stuns and nades are going to be cooked up, though, for LA.
Right here.
Read that. This is
Scrap, get out, get out.
Alive here, I would say, is the biggest part, but Scrap cannot get away. Bomb still getting planted, though, over at A. This 3v4 just comes down to, can Envoy stay alive when he gets the exit? And yes, he will.
Yeah, he's just going to try to get on out. But now, if you're Atlanta, everyone just rallied together. You used to have a busy accounting for anyone trying to make the play on the deep pinch.
Play the time.
It's already been 15 seconds down.
Yeah, stuns and nades are starting to reveal what this post plan is. Atlanta, just running through. Take care of Envoy. Ghosty should be traded. It is. Last one to find is Hydra, and
So
he
we weren't
cannot
watching
stay
that.
tucked in the corner.
All right.
Atlanta take the edge. 5-4 as we head to round 10.
10. That's a big shout out to Abizi, man, the king of first bloods. Was able to find that first massive kill onto Scrap through the middle of the map.
Not sure what the
And
play
once you find
was
that
there.
opening duel, you realize bomb goes down at A. We have a 4v3. No one pushes through our spawn. They have to be camping on their side. So let's just flood with our numbers. Execute these trades. And it works out there for Atlanta to be at game point now.
Thieves have shown a lot of defensive pressure through mid in the last couple of attempts. And they're going to keep that up. Abizi in the corner. Getting one would be fine here. Simp able to help out for the first. Trades looking decent. Plus, you had Cell over the top.
Why did we just left them? We just left them to die.
Ghosty now the last one left.
Oh no, bro.
Damn,
Got
blow
both
the
weapons
cannon.
to play with, and he's chasing shadows in this 1v3.
Yeah, bomb isn't even getting planted yet. Now it is, and
Nice.
Ghosty
That's
found the
big.
perfect angle there. Not even gonna get weak in the gunfight off the trade, so down to 2v1. You know that the play's still developing at B, but Atlanta Faze are more focused on just not getting caught off guard. We need both guns to be up for this gunfight.
There you go.
Yeah, they've gotten the bomb back, which is most important. Ghosty does get the visual check. Should know the bomb's been
Oh, I
picked
like
up.
this. Oh.
Atlanta may be showing a bit of a head fake, though, as they will come back
Oh,
over
he's
towards the
reading
B
this.
site once again. Ghosty
Oh.
will have a chance here.
Oh! Get out,
There's a
get out, get out.
secondary
Nice.
check. He's going to get it. Now to the 1v1. It's him versus Cell. Ghosty out the door. 27 seconds. Cell looking to play for the angle just to try to get the gunfight win. Shoulders coming out for Ghosty. Down to a single bullet worth of health. That's enough for Cell to grab the bomb, but he's still looking to play for the kill. Now it's just down to who wins the gunfight. Of course, but it's Cell. Of course it is. The 1v1 comes his way.
Oh
Ghosty
my
in
god,
1v3.
bro.
Wait,
Not able
the
to finish
balls
off.
on okay.
The
I
last
don't
couple
like
of
Celium
shots.
at all. I hate this
And
fucking
now
team.
Atlanta
The
find
balls on
themselves
that play
2-0
was
up.
insane. Nobody else in the league is making that play.
Champs from the last major.
Tenselium just keeps on letting Big Al know on the desk. Ghosty over me, yeah, nice try.
I can't stand this fucking kid Celium, bro. He's such a fucking loser. I'm sorry.
Once you have him initially weak, usually the go-to
sorry,
is for the
bro.
player on the objective side is just
Who
instantly
are you
get bombed out, 'cause
apologizing
you know that
for?
gunfight
Ain't nobody
is
here
gonna
to
be
dude.
happen, but it was only certain
No, it's not
angles
even
Ghosty
that.
could
It's just,
attack
like,
towards that B site.
being
Preferably, you want to be from that top window,
unreasonably
'cause you can
toxic.
count
I'm
it,
sure he's a
and you
great
can
person
instantly
IRL,
rotation
but
over
holy
towards A
fuck,
if
this
he's not
kid
in
is a
that
loser,
position.
bro.
But Selim said, screw this, screw this running around, throwing shoulders. I'm just going to send it. And also an S&G with me in my back pocket to make the gunfight easier. MC, the closer, on the search and destroy. But Atlanta Faze's recipe for success, those defensive rounds early on were absolute perfection before LA started making adjustments.
So,
the adjustments came in too late.
Destiny,
and Atlanta
Apex.
now up 2-0.
Yeah, I really have to give a lot of credit to what Atlanta's defense looked like in that opening 3-1 split off. Lots of good stuff in terms of how they wanted to play retake, and more importantly, when they do change it up, how they can actually still contest the bomb plant itself. So great stuff from Atlanta. 2-0 up as we head back to the desk to give us their thoughts.
Thank you very much. Now, while both of the ARs put up over 3,000 damage in game one of them finished with 17 kills, the other with 39. Is that what we saw?
39 and 17, yeah.
39 and 17. So you said Dan Ghosty over Celium, and then Celium just won the 1v1 against Dan Ghosty to win game two. Allie, we're at the halfway part of the show. Do you want to switch your answer?
No, you guys know me. I'm going to send 10 toes down. But when you go to this map number 2, I just simply love the adjustments Atlanta Faze have made on this map in general. They're 1 and 2 on dealership S&D coming into this, and they kind of learned to play the map more aggressive, take more space, and then working on the retakes, completely giving up the A bomb site and saving their tax. I mean, nobody but Atlanta Faze, I think we could see pull that off. So big ups to Atlanta Faze for adding dealership to their map pool.
And it was 4-1 for Atlanta to open things up, but LA did claw back later in this game.
Yeah.
What happened on dealership?
Yeah, I mean, it could be kind of a blind counter map. For LA Thieves, this is a map that they've liked. Atlanta, I think it was really just the retakes, right? Like for LA Thieves, they kept trying to get it down at A, and every single time, you're losing that round.
I mean, at least the S&D was
in this clutch.
close.
So like Ghosty found 2 off the bomb, and then he's in a situation where he's thinking Celium might plant right there. You just kind of got to know your opponent and be like, yeah, all right, MC is not planting. You just killed 2 people on bomb. But yeah, for them, they're down 0-2, find themselves in a tough position, and this is why I pick Atlanta, man. When they go up against this team, they just ascend to another level. You can see the matchup.
Let's take a look at the numbers. Multiple titles are listed here. MW2, MW3, Black Ops 6 overall. You can see Scrap 7 and 5 in the series versus Draza. But here in 2025, it is a 3-1 score in favor of Draza and Atlanta Faze. Might be 4-1 if they get one more game here.
At least, do you want to count it a 2-1 score or a 3-1 score as wins on the year too? So Draza's definitely got the edge.
Let's take a look, though, at one of the big plays from
for
this
us,
series.
we need to win this control
Breaking
desperately.
down something special. What is it for me this time?
Yeah, you keep hearing retake. So
What's that mean?
So
We've
let's
won
talk about
we've
what
won
Atlanta
from a
Faze is doing
reverse
on the
sweep.
retake here and why they do
More
it.
than
Right? So this is
possible.
like how you can transition from bomb to bomb really
yeah,
quick here.
I mean,
the reason that they're playing
we
off
should
of B off the rip
we
is
should be
because it's a
beating
more
them
difficult
in
retake,
hard
right?
point.
Like you
I
can
mean,
make
Simp
plays
and
from you just saw
Abizi both
Ghosty killing
played
people off bomb
like
back to back, right? So you don't
pretty
want to deal with
bad
that window. So we're
compared to
trying to
their
stop it
normal
early if we
stats.
can. So you got Draza he's looking at mid window. You got
Cell
somebody behind him playing a trade.
out of
you got
his
another
fucking
player who's playing
mind.
for the
This
push
kid's
through
on
if they're
crack,
trying to slide around the right side over towards B. And this is MC. He's the most important player, or Celium. He's the most important player in this setup.
Yeah,
in this
I don't know.
transition
I don't know
because
what's
he's
going
just
on
gonna
right
be
now.
lurking back spawn. And his job right now is to make sure nobody pushes through. And then when we eventually wrap back to retake,
I try not to be
playing for
like
anybody trying to sneak through mid and go through side door, right? So he's just
toxic to,
gathering
like,
information the entire time. And the
to Faze
reason that
their
they're playing
players,
for
because I'm
retake on A
sure
specifically
as
is
people
all
they're
these
good
gunfights
people,
when you get
but
back to A, they're advantageous.
holy
Like, if you
fuck,
get
do
here,
I
you
hate
have a heady
losing to
where you
these
can kill the
guys,
guy over
man.
here. You have a ton of cars that you
I
can play
can't
around,
stand
and the
it,
nades
man.
that you can use to kind of push them back. You can pigeonhole them and know exactly where they're at. So I'll talk you through it as we
that
watch
would
it.
be.
All right, so at this point, we know nobody's at B. We're
That
gonna
would
start to
be
get our attacks out, try to blow up some cars.
Destiny
We
if
get
they
some
did
damage
that.
down if you're Celium. And now at this point, I'm trying to get some shots down.
I just
to
feel
make
like
the
we have a
retake easier
fucking
for my SMGs.
crazy
Now my SMGs
mental
get
block
close. You can
against
see the
Faze.
advantage I'm talking about. He can find
Like,
the first
I don't
kill,
know
and
what
now
it
Sim
is,
can apply
what
that
makes
pressure
us
down
think
the
we just
street.
can't
And
beat
in this
these
situation,
guys,
after
'cause
MC does that, he wraps back to get the information on the guy coming
we
through
played
mid,
them
where
so
they
well
completely
before
just
the
trap
season
that
like
guy to give themselves
officially
even more
started,
of an advantage. So that's
and then
why
we
they
played
decide
them
to play
fairly
for
well
B
at the
and then
start of the
retake on A.
season as
It's
well.
just easier around the site.
Yeah, incredible breakdown.
And then we
from
lost
the side
to
of
them
Atlanta
one
Faze. The
time.
retakes were incredible throughout the entirety of this map.
And then it's like
LA Thieves
we just
started to
have
make
not
some
been able
adjustments.
to
They
play
just
well
came in
against
a little
them.
bit too late, right? Like there were so many opportunities for them on the A bomb site where Hydra or Envoy had the space to push up, but they just didn't take advantage of it. And of course, hindsight of us seeing them
we just don't want to. I wouldn't want to fight Celium back there. So
that's true.
I'm just.
I don't love like
Let's take a look at our first map of the day here
the
between
just hard
Atlanta
counter
Faze
mid.
and LA Thieves because MacArthur is on one, and he's done this consistently. Last time against LA Thieves was December 8th. He dropped 38 and 29. He's like, you know what? Let me one up myself and then drop about 11 deaths.
Yeah, I asked for this from Easy Mac. He's here. Shout out Easy Mac.
I mean,
He's in the
nobody's
production right now
having a
here
good
for
series
weeks.
for the
And
Thieves
because
right now.
I remember last time they played, it was like back against the wall. Atlanta Faze potentially going to lose, and MC's like, I'm just calling games. So Rewind being added back in is going to help Atlanta going forward because Celium might be the best Rewind player in the game.
What?
In Hardpoint.
He
Yeah,
might
what do
be.
you mean what?
Why
You
not?
see that?
The best?
He's unbelievable on that
He's
map.
the best
It is
of
such
the
a troll.
ARs, if you ask me and my friend Studdy, right, Stud?
I didn't even hear what you said.
Is Celium the best player in the game right now? If not, who is?
Yes, no, without question, he's the best player in the game.
Thank you.
As consistent as he is on every single map, even in Search and Destroy, his clutch ability, you even see it in Search and Destroy. The guy's the hardest kill in the CDL history the last like 5-6 years, ever since he's entered
Is
the
that
league.
new
He's
Sinners
without
movie?
question
Is that a
the
horror
best player
movie?
in my mind, or
With
up
Michael
there
B.
with the
Jordan?
best of them?
I honestly have no idea.
It's top 2 probably.
I keep
at
seeing the
worst, right?
previews.
Feels that
Might
way.
be sitting right next to the guy right next
But
to him.
I don't
Chris
know if
might
it's
be the guy who
horror.
missed the game.
I was going to say the same thing.
All right, here we go. Map
Odd to say,
3.
considering that Atlanta bowed
Yes,
out
it is a
early in
horror
the most
movie.
recent major, but after some hard point
I don't like
troubles,
horror movies. They scare me. I'm
they
a
were able
little
to clean
weenie.
that up on the rewind hard point 251.37, and now we go to a protocol control.
I
This
do
is
not watch
back
horror
in
movies.
LA Thieves dominance.
Back in high school,
from
I
start
was
to
trying
finish,
to
but
impress this girl.
Atlanta has played this map a handful of
And
times.
we went and
The
saw.
interesting
Have you
thing
ever heard
about
of the
it, though, when
movie?
we have seen these two teams play on this
fuck,
map
now I
mode
just forgot the name of
combination,
it.
has been LA who has won it both times.
Sinister.
So we'll see if they can use that again as a opportunity to kind of get themselves
Dude, I
not just
went
back in
and
the
watched
series,
that
but
movie with
get some
her.
momentum, try to get this thing to 5.
Got
LA
home
Thieves
and my
always
mom
look for
said
the
she
bounce back
heard
here
me
control.
sprint
They
up
only
the
have
stairs
6
when I got
losses on the
home because I was so
entire
scared.
season. Now you're going up against
That would
the
be
best
me,
team on
bro.
protocol as
I was
well. So Atlanta are
terrified.
going to be prepared for everything
I
that
was
you
like,
throw
this
at them.
motherfucker's
You
gonna
find
get me.
effective trace through the middle map. Still not a single segment earned. You're just wasting your time just working out of your spawn.
Yeah, just the ARs again showing up in the kill feed for Atlanta when it matters most. Envoy able to at least isolate onto one. Information to Simp is going to be there, but wow, Simp gets 2 before dropping. That is just another moment.
That's okay. That's
where you look at it and
honestly,
say,
that's
just a
probably
difference
one of the
maker.
bigger
Draws it from
reasons
the
I
opposite
don't
windows,
like
able to find
Faze.
another kill,
Is
and
it's
that's enough
not
for
even
Atlanta to
like
keep the spawn pressure on.
it's not even just because they're good. It's the fact that everyone blazes them so fucking hard.
Behind enemy lines,
Like
finds one,
holy
is able to
fuck.
get out of dodge. The movement is no way in hell
It's
you're able to keep
crazy.
track of that. But
And we're
still,
3
none of
dead.
his teammates are finding success off of the
Fucking
respawn.
side,
where in hell? With only 30 seconds left, don't have a single segment to their name.
Well, and the interesting thing about this for Faze is that they've gotten spawn pressure, but they're not trying to like get full spawn kills. They're just trying to manipulate the map in a way that forces them to have to go to
not
A,
getting any kills,
and then you can just
bro.
repitch
Like,
it from
did we
windows.
just
So
forget how
it's
to
a
play the
different
game?
look in terms of
We win
getting
a
forward
championship
at
and we
10.
forget how to
And
play
now
the
that
game.
They've got the left side of the map, the bottom side of the map kind of taken over.
We're playing with our controllers upside down, bro.
Over at B.
Like, I don't know.
It's just a different way of kind of trying to
what
play
we're
the
doing
spawn
here.
trap. Where you're not just trying to get kills as soon as they jump off spawn, but you're trying to force them to go to a zone that you're choosing, and then you're behind them the whole time.
Yeah, but now with the final 6 seconds, Thieves are able to
There's a word that I'm trying to think of, and I
finally
can't
manage
think of
kills
it.
in their base. First segment is already going to be guaranteed, and now they have a 3
And then we're just not watching
Second segment is
anything.
going to be locked as well. But Atlanta Faze, they find the initial gunfights. They're not going to give this up for free. If you're going to want this third segment, you got to gun me down.
Yeah, Draza, no,
getting
not going to allow
two,
that to
bro.
happen, at least not initially. 2 kills come through. Hydra just
Get the
stays
trade!
Draza finds a third,
What the
and
fuck?
the follow-up is there from Cell. It looked like there was going to be a chance there that LA get the third tick, get the extra 60, and then we're talking about a new game. But the long play from Simp, followed up by just Draza staying alive for way longer than you expect on the zone itself, has Atlanta winning the defense.
Yeah, this is the best play right here. Draza weak off of the first gunfight, knows that Ghosty is laying down. Let me just line up a couple free headshots, and then raise the pressure still coming from Heli Steps. He just loves this matchup. He absolutely loves it. It brings out the best in him. He continues to shine in this series.
I just love the way that Atlanta plays that
Paco just stopped
spawn
shooting.
trap. It's not even a full trap. It's just manipulating
Scrap
where
is
exactly they
0-6.
want Thieves to go, and then you got your windows.
Scrap, you cannot
See what we
you
get here.
cannot talk
On
all the
Atlanta's
shit that
offense,
you
hopefully
do
1v1.
against Faze
Draza v
and
Scrap.
get
Oh,
slammed by
follow up on the
Draza
Hydra.
every time we play
Doors
him.
open over onto B.
You just can't.
Envoy
You
up
can't.
top on mid ledge is able to at least find one trade, but this first tick is gone.
Yeah,
With
they already have a
all
double stack
love,
going. You're just looking
like
to make up for
I'm
2
not
segments here
I'm
for
not meaning
Atlanta.
to sound
At least
negative
meet the
towards Scrap,
criteria
but
what
like
Thieves threw at you in round
seriously,
number 1,
you
but
got
Thieves with the
if you're
perfect
gonna
response,
if you're
have
gonna
all of
talk
them map control,
all this
find
shit
every
to
single
Faze
kill.
and
Now
have
Atlanta
this
gotta
beef
take
with
their time
Draws,
off
you
of the
gotta
respawn.
show up. I don't see how that doesn't
BZ
light a
gets 2.
fire into you.
Draza onto the A point.
Like, hey, I get
Hydra by
to
himself.
play
Only
fucking
gets the
Draza
first.
today. You know what I mean?
And Ghosty not able to mantle on top of mid guns. That should be the first tick now at Aegon. Scrap a 1-8 start. Not having a good time in this head-to-head. Draza
Like, he
smokes
just
him with an
seems so
SMG.
checked,
Oh
bro.
boy. You think that starts to play with his mind just a little bit? Envoy trying to get something done. Catches the first, has the stun onto another, but progress still being made as a BZ on 3 in a row. Gets the trade, and that may be the extra 60 seconds as no one can touch.
Yeah, it's already tallied, and Atlanta now have a 2-life lead and a lot of map control to go with it.
Straight up, we just don't look good.
Now it's just about syncing up a couple kills together. Hydra finds the opening over towards P one side, Envoy on the other side finds the second.
We're having the fucking
Gotta take your
Thursday
time if you're selling him,
Thieves
just
right now.
Find a kill through top trips, but he gets flanked.
As
Gets taken
Octane
care
would
of.
put it.
Ooh, BZ gets that next one. Real chance for him to cause some problems for LA in their spawn. But trades come out, and Atlanta can still get out of their own spawn cleanly. Just comes down to trying to break down this middle of the map before they approach on towards B, and you see Celium
Yeah,
trying to get some
Drifty,
high
we
ground
look
control. First 2 kills are there.
trash right
now you've got an
now.
opportunity
Like-
to start to flood. You know that anyone who's still defending is either back tower or over towards field.
I don't know. I'm trying to not be like
We just gotta locate
over
where
dramatic,
Scrap
but
is
like
when it's
there we go,
Scrap.
Scrap.
With a slow start
Let's
to
let's
this
fucking
game,
get some
finds a
energy
massive
going here.
double. To
Like,
alleviate the pressure
I don't
at the B
understand.
point. Now you can set up your SMGs to find a couple freebies. Envoy tuck
There we go.
in the corner. Give me kill number 2 on 3 in a row with a 15-9 start. Yeah, he's beaming, but 11 HP. He's instantly gonna get traded. But you're up by 4 lives.
Yeah, you're up by 4 lives. That's the biggest part for sure.
He does.
Scrap does get eliminated. Hydra Ghosty doing the work on the previously
So does
captured A
Dan.
zone. Route starting to develop here though for Atlanta through field, but Envoy's there to meet it. And Ghosty will just make sure no one else makes their way over towards these top windows. Should be a defensive round win here for
Dan
LA,
with
but
the
it comes
sub
at the cost
is
of 4 ticks of progress. So
pretty nasty, I
2
can't lie.
ticks to the edge of Atlanta through our first 2 offenses.
And try to end out this round with a couple players potentially ending on streaks. You have Ghosty
Watch
on
100
4 in a
Thieves
row.
League of Legend win.
But BZ and Selling, they find 3. So they're still working on this second segment. We saw a 1v5. What about a 1v7?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no
There's
chance.
No way.
But if he gets that second tick, that could have been critical.
Say tomorrow, but
Not the
tonight
case. So we'll
go
still be
crazy. All you gotta
the
do
2
is
ticks to
just
the advantage
Let's
of
get some
Atlanta, but
let's get some energy
for LA,
going,
you're
huh,
still
boys?
at least alive. That's the biggest
Dude, I'm
part
hype
about
over
it.
here. I don't know
Especially
about
considering
you.
that you
No, I'm
had
talking
some
about
legs
the
on you.
players.
And
We
that
can be
lost
hype all
a
we
bit
want.
of your
We're
first
not-
attack where you
we're not
almost got
changing
the full
shit.
60, and that could have opened up the round.
I need
You're not
I need
feeling too
Scrap.
far down
Apex
and out
on.
here, really, I think.
I got the Pacers game on.
You were able to secure the defense. Obviously,
No,
time
we
to
need
game
some
about 1,
fucking
but you got 2
energy,
segments
like-
to make up for. You're the best control team in the game. You
That is the one thing that I feel like FaZe does so well, and I think it's part of the reason they are as good as they are. Because they fake the energy when they're playing shit until it makes them play good.
It's all working out. He's tied up in the game.
And I don't feel like the Thieves really do that.
He had a massive double kill to potentially start.
Destiny, I think we should start a rumor that Draza slept with Sim's girl.
See how things unfold after this break off.
Hold on now.
We shouldn't get the first couple of kills, but you see Sim on the minimap.
Be spewing
on the flank.
crappie
There to
here.
meet him, and nice shots
That
from
can
Ghosty.
fuck up somebody's career. We don't want to do that.
System in play, and now you can start to get a second member on.
I've had some thoughts that I could throw out there, but I've kept them to myself because I'm not trying to spew some shit that's not
Cellium taking someone's girl. Crazy.
But none of his teammates are finding kills, so by the time you're even getting into play, they might be already done and dusted unless you time it to perfection.
Yeah, well, third tick not fully completed. VZ's long route works out.
Sometimes you just
Trying to
gotta
deplete the progress and Simp make sure that Hydra can do no damage over through Grandma's. And just like that, snap your fingers, and Atlanta is in the spawn trap. They fully depleted the third tick of progress, and LA have to fight for their lives again.
Yeah, if you're LA in that situation, like we just get a little
not
bit
ready
of
for
stack
Simp
up. A BZ's flank route isn't really going to be impactful there, but at least you're able to stabilize in this moment. Clear out your spawn.
Get that tick,
Destiny.
Destiny,
we come back to the stream and he just has both of us banned. Our mods are taking away.
Y'all can't be doing shit like that.
Dancing.
There we go, Dan.
The second kill. LA Thieves extended time.
Yep.
I like that you guys want to win bad, but
trying to make sure that Grandma stays contested. Also looking for exits. Is able to find Ghosty first.
We can't be doing stuff like that. That's mean.
Somewhere inside.
There's got to be a
so now
balance
the lives
here.
are tied. LA is still able to create a route through bottom.
Look, I want these guys to
get
lose when they play against
Hydra
us, but I don't want them, you know,
double there from Hydra.
Now to lose their career
trade, but Hydra already has
whatever
a jump on him. I thought he was going to
could happen to them.
Fight, but Selim has never caught slipping.
If we're spewing some
up by one life,
nobody's watching the play.
Oh,
just running into our own
play to clear out their spawn. All four dead. Let's start to roam in their base. Selim just gets caught off guard there by Hydra.
Yeah. Draws a couple of shots, but backs away. Knows that he needs to try to keep this part of the map locked down. And as he backs up, he finds Hydra out the window. Stun over towards Ghosty's direction. Ooh, Draws not going to be able to lock down the final shots needed, but still, the squad pressure is immense, and it's just where they draw this.
Bro, are we playing on Atlanta servers?
Makes it so difficult for Thieves because it's just, again, funneling everyone to one direction or the other. Either you go to Draza on a heady, or you go to the other three that are waiting for you over towards field side as Abizi takes down a handful. Draza following up, finds himself on 4 in a row, and there may be a couple of exits here for LA, but they're down to 4 lives.
Yeah, no more respawns.
Like the fact that Scrap is 6 and 19 again.
Point, but here comes Draza on the bench. I was thinking he was going to try to take that player from behind, but just wants to take care of business while he can. 20 seconds to go. 10v2. You at least gain 3 segments here if you are the Thieves. But Hydra last man standing. He is going to fall, and Atlanta again on the defensive side. All right, but to dominate that mid-map, the AR's finding kills, the SMG's finding their timings through the spawn.
They're up 2-1. You clean your fingers off, and then you go to like scratch your eye.
Yep.
And then you like burn your eye.
Here, especially with how convincing this defense has been.
I don't know if I have.
All you really need
it's just me.
are the 2 ticks of progress.
I'm allergic to all the bullshit.
Some advantage and possibly 3-0 LA.
Yeah,
I'm allergic.
We have seen LA's defense look solid. Just comes down to a couple of straight ticks.
Zeke's
that
like on a real note, I'm allergic
honestly.
to everything in the world.
That is
I
the
really am. I'm
between these two
allergic
at
to
the
a
moment.
lot of shit outside.
And it's crazy to say.
I had to take allergy shots for a long time.
I don't think.
Bro, put this man in a bubble.
That's happened many times this season.
No.
But
I'm not as bad as my dad though. My dad is like really bad.
In Major 2
Hey,
tournament.
are we gonna trade? All right.
First time they ever fell short in a 3-0 fashion, but you know when the Thieves are spawning on control, they always have some life. But already off to a perfect start.
This shit's fucking over, dude. We just decided we didn't want to fucking play today. We won a trophy and we don't give a fuck anymore, I guess. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, Sim's 12 and 17. He's not even playing to his. Oh, never mind. He's 15 and 17. Still though.
Scrap, who is at 6 and 19.
Like,
well,
what the fuck are we doing?
But it's not too far off. That's not too far off. I don't think it's real because Sip is 17 and 17, and the scoreboard reads him at 12 and 17.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But regardless, it's not too far off. I don't think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he's getting cooked. You start lining him up if you are strapped.
Zeke, are you hopping off after this, or are you watching Apex?
Faze already got
Yeah,
2 segments of the Raza is doing whatever he wants. Yeah, you're lucky, Hydra, that he runs out of ammo.
I'm not gonna have the energy after we lose.
He alleviates the pressure to the map. Teammates
Destiny, do you want to watch Apex with me? I can send you the Discord.
Time is extended.
And here we go. Defense spotting over towards tower side.
Are you hopping off after the LA
They have broken
series?
some of the timing, looking to chase down the kills. 3 life edge for Atlanta. Couple eliminations for Thieves to work, but now Abizi's shutting them down and trapping a bottom side field. And I don't know where this Atlanta team has been and where they've been missing,
right
but they've shown up today in a major way as they've got a 4 life edge and a mid 35 to work with.
Hey, sometimes it's all about who you're playing against, man. They bring out the best in you, and with this Thieves, the super team roster, Atlanta Faze know that this squad was built to defeat us.
Probably gonna have to
we are still
after this,
the God Squad, up by 2 lives. Envoy on the pitch, though, effective, able to find a double. Now Selling needs to try to make up some ground for it. He's always taking his time from top trips, but Envoy, can he have another massive moment off the respawn?
Good for 4 before being shut down. 3 life advantage still for Faze, getting closer to the 60-second mark. Ghosty at mid, in some trouble. Stuns himself to safety. Has 1 player stuck in the corner, but Cell's still able to find the elimination before Draza gets dealt with by Scrap at range. 12 and 24 is where he's at.
I feel like our teamwork just fucking disappears when we play Faze.
And now we got a
like
10
we don't know what
teamwork
teamwork
can
is
still be
anymore.
played out as the clock gets paused with the pressure on to be.
I don't understand.
And Scrap's not into play. Scrap now has to develop something on this pinch. Is able to at least find 1, but you don't really have lives to play with. Thankfully, he's able to find a double. The teammates now swarm their way on in. Thankfully, and also Sip finds 1, so no more respawns.
Why are you just running at
alive for a moment there, actually. 5v3. 44 seconds on the clock. Atlanta will get all 4 members spawned up, and then they're just going to work this together. It's like a round of search and destroy.
Hey, little mama,
Envoy
let me
not affected by
whisper
that stun through mid. Looking for timing. Wins the first. Trade is there. 4v2 situation. Ghosty at mid has to value his life. You do not want to get team worked out from this position.
Taco?
Shots himself are decent, but Ghosty keeps his
underground.
life. Time's starting to tick now as well. Keep that in mind. 20 seconds to play.
Just deny.
Yeah. And if you're LA, you're just trying to get a freebie and get on out.
Nice.
On the pinch, finds an opening. You can still clutch up on the round, but everyone
Holy
falls.
shit,
and Atlanta
bro.
Faze again.
You just look fucking
get the
ass.
better of the Thieves, and Draza so gassed that he dropped the camera on the floor.
That was awful.
That's easy work. A 3-0 for Atlanta.
Too easy, I think, in a lot of ways. Especially considering, again, for all of them, really it's the ARs, right? It's too easy for the ARs right there. I mean, I don't know if we have the ability. I'm sure Easy Mac is probably going to scramble as I say this out loud.
Yeah, I'm not watching
Apex. I'd be curious just to see what the overall KDs are between the AR lines.
I
never really felt like Scrap and Ghosty were really getting
Look, I tried
workout.
watching
Apex
Atlanta for
so
one.
comfortable
No
because
one was
Draza
in the
and Cell
stream
were just
watching
winning every
it.
single
There was
opening
no one
gunfight.
here.
And the
So,
SFGs get to run through that.
2,
29 and 28,
I was
22 non-traded,
bored out of my
26 and 16 from Cell, 24 non-traded with 16 offensive eliminations. So it's just, again, goes to show.
Yeah, sure, I agree.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know what it is. Why we
for sure. The opening
such a
rewind,
mental
you're
block.
running every single rotation if you're Atlanta Faze, and that's only going to set
against
up your
Faze.
ARs to
I
have the preferred
like.
gunfights. LA Thieves.
I don't get it. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but like, anytime I played people that I had beat with in any sport, I automatically played better because I was like, I fucking hate this person
Who is going to be the better team?
Like, I'm not gonna let this person beat me.
Control map. The same thing is for
I don't know
LA
why they
team.
don't have that
And
mentality.
Last time it's been all of LA
Like,
team
how does
dominating
Scrap
this
not
map,
come
Atlanta
into a
just
series
know in
against
this
Draza
matchup
and say, I'm gonna
specifically,
put this man in the fucking dirt today?
Y'all built to beat us,
Like,
but
I don't give a
y'all
shit
ain't
if it's
there yet.
online. I don't give a shit if your ping is bad. To me, you have to have the mentality of I'm going to come into this game and I'm going to be the best fucking player there is. And I just don't feel like that happens. It's like they come in just like whatever.
Back to the desk wrap today.
Like,
You know,
I
sometimes
don't
get
get it.
sad that a
I don't
match ends this
understand.
early, and then I remember they pay us the same. Congratulations to Atlanta Faze. They get it done with the 3-0. Save the game 5, maybe a game 7 for LAN because this was a blowout, Allie. I don't think either of you saw us coming, and you did though. You called Faze at the start of the day. Did you see a 3-0 in the cards?
Maybe not a 3-0, but I will say Faze is just so comfortable in this matchup, and like you can just tell like they're playing with some authority. You know, in their last match, obviously the search looking so good. Then we come into this one, and it's
Frost, that was bad.
MC just
That was
dropping
poor.
a bomb on them, setting the tone. And you know, in the data leading up
I
to it,
don't
it's
know.
like, okay, the Tiny Terrors have dominated this
I
match,
hope it
especially
was
in
like a
SPs.
ping thing
Well,
where the
today it
guys
was
just
all
were
about
like
the
checked
AR
out and they're like, I don't give a
Celia
fuck anymore.
and
Like, we
Draza
can't even shoot back kind of thing. but like I get why like
I'm out of here.
All right, see ya.
They are doing the Thieves.
Shut them down bad. I'm still going back to
like
that round where
I get
Johnson goes
if,
to retake A and he literally gets
you know, we don't
every
want to
single
throw
kill
out
in the
pings
kill
or anything
feed.
like
He
that
didn't
as an
even have
excuse,
to
but
have
like
any
at some
assistance
point,
inside of his teammates.
if it's a
This is
fucking
a lot of
problem,
things
we
that
gotta
we're
call
hoping
it
to see,
out.
right? They're
Like
bait and switches throughout
if
the
we're
entirety
playing
of this
Faze and we're
specific
getting
match.
stomped
We're
and it
just
is
unreal.
because
The
of ping,
tapping
I'm
of
not
a
saying it
couple
is
of
because I don't
damage
know.
here and there, letting
But I'm
your
saying if
teammates clean
that's
up the kills.
what's
Their comp
happening,
might sound
at some
hectic, but
point
when
we
you
need to
look at
call
the
this shit
minimap,
out.
they were
I
all on the
don't
same
give a
page.
fuck
Now,
what
if
the
you look at the big
backlash is.
picture,
Like if
this
you
is
come into a
Atlanta
game and you
Faze
have
now taking
a
back the
competitive
#1 spot
disadvantage,
on the regular season
like
leaderboard.
you
They
gotta
are
call it
tied
out.
in CDL
I don't
points
care if
with
you get
LA
fined. I don't
Thieves,
care
but
like
now
whatever.
4-1.
But
They are
I
definitely
mean,
ahead in that head-to-head showdown. And I have
we
to
just
think,
didn't.
anytime these two show up on land,
We just didn't even
the
look
only
like
way
locked
LA
in,
Thieves is
bro.
winning the tournament is if they don't run into Faze. I was looking at the numbers. They need help from teams like Vancouver to catch
I don't
Faze.
understand. Why is it we can beat Vancouver no problem,
This era of Call
but
of
then
Duty
Vancouver's able to
tournaments
beat
being a little
Faze,
bit easier
but then
to
we can't
win
beat
because
Faze?
You don't play as many matches, and when you talk
Like, it
about,
doesn't make
you know,
sense.
Atlanta
I don't
Faze,
understand.
They dropped out early, and Thieves are sitting there like, okay, if we just don't mess up, this is our tournament. It does feel like
I don't
it's
know,
those
man.
two teams playing for the championships at this
I
point.
gotta
It's gonna
get
be a
out of here
special
before I
battle when we
fucking
get that
crash out
winners
and say
final,
some shit I
and we
shouldn't
get
say.
the LA Thieves versus the
But
Atlanta Faze. Oh my
it's
god.
just it's so
It's
annoying,
coming.
man.
We might
Like,
have to wait for champs, or we'll see it in
why?
DreamHack.
Why
Either
is
way,
it
we
the
got Selby
only
to join us
fucking
live
team in the
right
league we
now to
can't
talk
beat?
about the
Like, what are we
potential future
doing?
Cell. What is it about
Is there just not a
this
fire?
showdown?
Is there
We
just
were
not a
looking at
spark?
your numbers
Is there
from
no- is there
December
nothing?
8th.
Is there
You dropped
nothing that gets you
38 kills
fired
in
up
that
to play
first
this team?
hardpoint. Tonight you dropped 39 against LA Thieves 5 months later. What's going
I'm
on,
out of here,
guys?
chat. Appreciate you all who tuned in.
I mean, obviously, LET is a
sorry,
good
I'm
team,
kind
but
of crashing out. And
always have to fire versus those guys, so it was
sorry,
a good match, you know?
I mean,
Of course,
not that I should be apologizing, but
what do you think
we
sets
played
Atlanta
pretty
Faze apart
poorly
from everybody else?
this
'Cause you guys
weekend,
do this
so
consistently
hopefully
year after
next
year.
weekend
Is
they
it
can
the
kind
passion?
of turn
Is it
around,
the talent? Is
'cause
it the way you approach the game? Obviously, it's going to be a little
not
bit
a
of
good
everything,
look
but what's
after
kind of the
winning
leading
a
factor you would
championship.
say?
So hope you all have a good rest of your
I would say
day,
everything,
and
but I
hope to
think
see you
our
guys
talent is,
in
like,
the
insane. I
next
think
set
Zach,
of
Chris,
watch
and Tyler are
parties.
like all
Peace out, guys.
individually talented, and obviously, if I just fill in the right shit, then I don't think we can lose. So.
Give yourself some more credit.